Arguing facts, not emotions, no tears. You need thick skin just to last through the years. It's the jungle, the wild, the hardest to thrive. Only the sharpest stay breathing alive.
Elder sa.neter ruling the HOK throne. Sister in the past stands tall in the Bible debate zone.
Lines like daggers, words cut to the bone. A battlefield of minds where legends are grown. No room for the weak, no space for retreat. Step up to the heat or fall to defeat.
You need thick skin, boss up, stop crying. Source your facts or your words start dying. Thick skin, boss up, no denying. It's the arena where truth keeps flying.
Scripts clash like swords, debates ignite.
Every word a battle, every stance a fight.
Crowns ain't given, they're earning the ring. Iron sharpens iron, only steel can swing.
You can't fold under pressure, no breaking here. Lions roam in the pit, it's a test of fear. Egos get crushed if they built on lies. Only the realest
Can touch these skies. We arguing facts, not emotions, no tears. You need thick skin just to last through the years. It's the jungle, the wild, the hardest to thrive. Only the sharpest stay breathing alive.
Elder sa.neter ruling the HOK throne. Sister in the past stands tall in the Bible debate zone.
Lines like daggers, words cut to the bone.
Hey, Elder Suntan Spitfire, ignite the scroll from pyramids to pavement. They feel the soul. Elder Apostle dropping jewels rare and colossal. The HOK, we get hustle over gospel. Religion in your ears, science in your nostril. House of consciousness, ain't no room for the docile. Toughest debate forum, earth can't deny. Iron sharpens iron till the sparks start to fly.
sa.neter says source up.
Get your skin thick or your career fold up.
sa.neter says source up.
Weak arguments crumble, they ain't bold enough. Micah guillotine, slice the lies from the clean. Crowd electrified, charged like a live machine. Hieroglyphs in my veins, ancestors in my spleen. Building blocks of truth, DNA of a king. The HOK ain't for the timid or the frail. Weigh your knowledge on a scale or get derailed. Sharpen swords in the foreign minds prevail. A drown in the current when the truth sets sail.
sa.neter says source up.
Get your skin thick or your career fold up.
sa.neter says source up.
Weak arguments crumble, they ain't bold enough. Iron tongue, every word a blade. Cut through illusions, truth displayed. No retreat, no surrender, we crusade. House of consciousness where legends are made.
sa.neter says source up.
Get your skin thick or your career fold up.
sa.neter says source up.
Weak arguments crumble, they ain't bold enough. Bold enough. Bold enough. HOK.
On the scroll, Kim me teach her ancient truths in the soul. Napa the queen, her crown never bends. Wisdom in her voice, the cosmos ascends. Jabari the veteran, the base sharp as blades. Dr. Reggie from the Bronx, history's cascade. Apostle Bible soldier, scriptures in his veins. Santana general, war cries like chain. You need tough skin.
Like the video, thumb up the video.
Source up your information. I'm a thick ass king. Hey, okay. The toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. undefeated, a legend beyond compare. Moses 777, numbers align. Dance for me a prophet, stardust divine. I saw the fanboy with faith in his stride. Task after Hebrews, the tide it'll ride. Each name a pillar, each voice a storm. In the temple of debate where truth is born. Strings cry out, violins wail. 808's thunder, breaking the veil. Human beatbox echoes through the fight. HOK warriors, their words ignite.
All right, I know y'all hear Apostle on the harmonica. That's Apostle closing it out at the end on the harmonica, man. Apostle, what's going on, man? What's happening? Talk to me.
How you doing?
I'm good. What do you think about this presentation that Morpheus is getting ready to rock?
I'm looking forward to it.
He's getting ready to rock the foundation of the Hebrews.
Well, I hope his presentation is on the same thing he tried to present yesterday when we were taking questions and going back.
Well, the brother felt a little bad. He felt that you wasn't giving him an opportunity to break down his science. So he said, he called me up and said, sa.neter, please, I need to do my own show. And of course, you know me, I agree. Come on and do your show.
I agree. Did you think yesterday was a presentation by Morpheus? That's what we were doing?
No, of course.
Right. Why would he expect to do a presentation? See?
Oh, but let everybody know next Saturday, this is going to be a real good one, a good topic. This is going to be a real good one right here. Is Ethiopians Christianity and product of Greco-Roman influencer. So this is going to be real good. We're going with Zion Wardchild, all right? And he's going up against Selah Shalom, who is a real powerful, tough competitor. I don't even know who I'm going with on this one because both of these warriors is crazy. They out there. They know their stuff when it comes to Ethiopia. So be on the lookout for that. They both got love and respect for Haile Selassie. But I think this is going to go beyond Haile Selassie. And may the best man win. This shit is like the New York Knicks yesterday game right here. This is like... yeah, this is like going to be the New York Knicks versus San Antonio. Now, whoever want to claim the Knicks, y'all good. You good. I'm going with whoever claimed the Knicks. All right? So this is like the Knicks versus San Antonio right here, man.
Because,
you know, we beat San Antonio before, even with Victor. But this is a different beast today. Victor is a different animal today, y'all. I was surprised. I turned the TV off last night. I'm thinking that OKC got this. I'm like, yo, they got this. They gonna win. And when I turned it back on, I was like, what? What? You mean to tell me San Antonio knocked off Victor? I mean, they knocked off them boys? I was like, damn, them boys is ready. I mean, they're not the same persons or people that the Knicks played last year. Or yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or the, earlier this season. So this is going to be crazy right here, man.
Let's talk about the game today, man.
The game is that Your team is garbage. Stay garbage, man. Come on.
Garbage. But New York got to be worse, man. I mean, we tried to give it to him, man.
I mean, the damn quarterback is, I don't know what the hell is wrong with him. Why you kept
bad? Y'all had first and goal on the one.
Hold on. Why you keep throwing the ball? Why you keep throwing the ball down the field instead of on the outside where he can grab it and run out of bounds? He had it twice. But you keep throwing the ball where he got to turn around. Man, throw the ball to the outline corner. Nobody can get it but the receiver. Nobody.
Yeah. You got a break in the end zone, a pass interference call 5 minutes after the play was over. I ain't never seen a
flag. But y'all trash, though. Y'all trash.
We are trash. Well, we not trash. We were injured. Half our team.
The Commanders are trash. Washington, they trash.
Half our team didn't play all year. This is Terry McLaurin's third game that he played in. Our quarterback's been hurt all year. Our offensive line been hurt all year. Our defensive line been hurt all year. We haven't
What do you mean, brother, that we lucky that we beat your team? No, we're not. The only reason why y'all beat us before them other two games, because our men was hurt. We ain't had OG and Anobi.
Oh, you talking about basketball again?
Yeah, we ain't had OG and Anobi. What are you talking about, King? We didn't have OG and Anobi. And look and now you know they talking about giving up Cat, OG and Anobi.
Yeah, they can't keep
somebody else.
Yeah, they can't keep all the players.
Yeah, but for homeboy. No, but for Giannis. And I'm saying to myself, you can't give up OG and Anobi, bro. If you want a competitive team, you got to give up Cat, but you got to keep OG. You can't give up that. OG is the stopper, man. And Mikal Bridges, those are our two wings. You got to keep them. Give up McBride. And I don't even want McBride to go. But if you got to give up somebody, give up McBride and Cat. And then Kolek. Yes, go ahead. Take that. But you can't, and Knicks, I hope you hear me. You can't let go OG Anunoby. I don't care what you do. You got to keep OG. What do you say, Apostle?
I say, please do not allow Morpheus to come up here and use the excuse that I didn't allow him to speak. Please, sir, don't allow him to get away with that. That man,
the link is in the chat.
I gave that man an hour. You can go back and look at it yourself. And it wasn't Morpheus' presentation. It was his to ask a question and we to go back and forth. And then allow somebody, two people dropped off because they didn't get a chance to speak. That was Morpheus. Morpheus tried to take over the show and complaining I wouldn't allow him to speak.
Now, Apostle.
But don't do that.
Apostle.
Yes, sir.
I got love for you, brother, but I'm not believing that, brother.
Well, you go back and look at it.
Believe that, brother. I know how you do it. But
I'm telling you, this is teaching me. This is teaching me how to allow people to speak.
What up, Morpheus?
Keep clicking, but it keeps taking me to Reggie. Reggie and the brother talking.
Oh, yeah? You clicking the wrong one. I'm going to drop it again. I'm going to drop it inside.
Clicking the old link.
You clicking the old link. You clicking the old link, brother. Here, I just threw it in the chat. I just threw it in the chat just now.
Yeah, the link in the chat, that's the wrong link.
All right.
Now, so go back and look at it. You'll see by the time I went to bands, an hour and 20 minutes had passed before the second person.
All right. Hey, Apostle, I got to let you down.
Go ahead.
I'll bring you back up when we open up.
And when you open up, I'll be ready.
Yeah, when we open up the platform, you could come up and you can ask questions or whatever, but I got to let Morpheus get his run in.
Thank you very, very much.
All right. Morpheus, what's up, man? What brought about this right here, man? You sound a little frustrated yesterday when you hit me up and called me. What happened, brother?
Yeah, because he he wouldn't let me get my argument in, because he said first it's about the Bible. The show was supposed about the Bible and ask questions. So in the very beginning, I asked him from the beginning. I said, well, from the beginning, I said, can we have a conversation about what I'm presenting today, which is about human sacrifice? He said, yeah, let's do it. I said, okay, cool. So when I got into starting to present my argument, he kept cutting me off and wouldn't even let me present what I'm presenting. And I'm going, how are you rebuttaling something when I haven't even got my argument out? I haven't even, like, if you're going to rebuttal or even have any comments, at least wait till after, you feel me, I lay my argument out.
You spoke for an hour.
No. If you go back and look, Sar, you'll see who spoke for an hour. Let me tell you what you got. You started off, Sar, right? He starts off the show like he's in church. He plays gospel music for about the first 2 minutes, right? I'm looking around like I'm waiting for the pastor to come out. Like, where's the reverend pastor out? He's going, Lord Jesus, Son.
Nah, no, he's not, man.
Go back and look. Watch.
Wow, man.
He literally was preaching. I'm like, what the hell is going on right here right now? Right? Okay, I see where this is going. So he was in his bag with his gospel music and all that shit, right? For about 2 minutes. Right?
Oh, swear. Damn, I ain't get that one. I ain't see that one.
Nah, what you gotta watch it.
That, man.
You gotta watch that. So anyway, that's what that was the whole thing about. So I just said, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do my own presentation and my own show where I could discuss and show everything I'm talking about without being interrupted.
All right. And so whenever you're ready, I'm gonna pass you the mic. Okay. You got the floor, brother.
So what we're gonna do here, right? We're gonna start off here. This is what I want to do. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're going to go. All right. What this show is about.
Your screen is sharing.
Okay. What this show is about is we always hear from the apologists and the believers about God, Yahweh, and we always hear these attributes that they give God or Yahweh. We're told that this biblical God is all good. Yes? Yes. We're also told that he's all just. Yes? Yes. We're also told that he's forgiving and he's merciful. These are the things that we've been told since children when we refer to the biblical deity, call him Yahweh, God, whatever. God is loving, but they say God is good all the time, and all the time he's good, and we hear all of this here stuff. So what we're going to do on this show, we're going to read the text, and we're going to see if the biblical God matches what we're told. And we're told he's these things. He's good. He's all just. He's merciful. He's omnipotent, which means all-knowing. He's omnipresent, which means everywhere. And he's benevolence, which means all good. So just so we understand, omni, the word all stemming from the Latin word omnis, meaning all. These attributes here define God's comprehensive power, knowledge, presence, goodness, and creative ability. So, before we go on this journey, let's first define these things so we're all on the same page. When we hear this term good, we know the definition of good here it's an adjective meaning having admirable, pleasing, superior, or positive qualities, not negative, bad, mediocre, moral, excellent, admirable, and virtuous, righteous. This is the definition of good. The next word we're looking at is all just. What does that mean? Let's define just, meaning agreeing with what is considered morally right, good, fair, treating people in a way that is considered morally right. Justice, fairness. The core idea is that you receive what is due to you. Often it's seen as balance between good deeds, bad deeds, punishment. So to sum it up, the short version is basically you get what you deserve, right? You do a crime, you are punished for the crime that you commit. Just would not be you commit a crime and someone else pays for your punishment. It would not be just to say, if you committed a crime, your child should go to prison, or your wife should go to prison, or your husband. So if you committed the crime, you're the one that should receive the punishment. That would be just. Now we're looking at forgiving. The definition, meaning willing or able to forgive, which means allowing room for error or weakness, designed to be forgiven, tennis racket, whatever. So we know what forgiving means, right? Then we have mercy. Compassion, leniency, or restraint, as in imposing punishment, shown especially to offender or to one subject to the power of authority. Okay, so now, without any ambiguity, we understand what mercy is, because we're told God is merciful. We understand what forgiving is, based on definition. We understand that we're told, that Yahweh, God, is forgiving. We see just, meaning justice. Is he just? So we understand what just means. And we understand what good means. So now that we're there, right, and we understand these definitions of these things, we're all on the same page. Cool. Let's move forward. Today, we're going to put our critical thinking caps on, because the thing that religion does, it teaches you what to think. It doesn't teach you how to think. But what we're going to do today, we're going to look at thinking properly and reading text. Okay? Cool. Now, you're going to hear certain words and terms. Let me stop sharing. Stop here. Stop sharing. Cool. You're going to hear words and terms that I'm going to bring up. I don't know if you're familiar with the term hermeneutics. What are hermeneutics? Okay. I'm going to share my screen again. Share screen. Cool. Is my screen showing? Cool. What are hermeneutics? That's what we want to know. I want to know if everybody can see this, or do I need to make it bigger? So can you tell if everybody can see this window? Okay, you're not there. Cool.
No, I'm here. What you want?
I said, is it visual? Can everybody see it?
I think you should blow it up a little bit.
Okay, cool. Let me see if I can blow it up. I'm sorry, got the wrong thing. Where is it at? How about? What about now?
Everybody else probably could see it. My eyes are just not good. So
okay, we want to look at hermeneutics. What are hermeneutics? Hermeneutics is what religious people use. Christians, Israelites, Bible believers always use what's known as hermeneutics in their apologetics and their arguments. So we want to understand, what is hermeneutics? Hermeneutics is the study of principles of interpretation, and it is used to try to resolve apparent contradictions, particularly in theological and legal texts, because of the goal of many interpreters is to find a single coherent and original meaning of text. The process is motivated by several key reasons. It is one, the presuppositions of coherence, a primary driver, especially in fields like Bible studies. It is the presupposition that the source material, example, the Bible, is without error, which we know that's not true, and divinely inspired, and therefore must be eternally consistent. If a text is believed to be fundamentally true and harmonious, any perceived contradiction is seen as a problem of human interpretation, not the original text itself. Okay? So we understand what hermeneutics is, right? We can go, I can read more, but what it is basically them trying to fix and clear contradictions and explain it away. This we see all the time. Anytime we sa.neter, you show something, there's a contradiction, this is what's being applied. Hermeneutics. Hermeneutics is being applied from the religious person who says, no, I got to find some type of way to make that make sense, to make it to harmonize. I have to find some type of way. So this is what's being used. This is what's being used in every conversation when you show clear contradictions, things that don't make sense. The text doesn't mean what it says. Words don't mean words. No, brother, you're interpreting it wrong. You're interpreting it, so they're applying what is hermeneutics. Okay. So now we understand what hermeneutics is.
All right. What happened, Morpheus? Morpheus, he'll be back. He'll be back, y'all. Morpheus will be back in the building. He fell off, so we're going to wait for him to come back.
Yeah, it's me. I'm sorry. My grandson just pulled something out over here. Go look over there with your mom. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Share your screen.
Yeah. I'm sorry. My grandson came in here. Okay, cool. So far, is everybody with me? So we understand what hermeneutics is. So that's what you see. That's what you see all the time in these arguments and shows. This is what's being applied, so that you understand what's being applied. Okay, so now let's get to the topic that we were talking about yesterday, right? So we try to define, y'all, if the deity, the Bible God, matches the qualities. Good. Let's start with good. Is God, or the biblical God, good? Now, if we start here, let's go to what we were referring to yesterday, which was Ezekiel. Let me pull it up, sorry. Ezekiel.
You already know I'm ready to write notes, boy. I'm ready to get my notes on this.
Watch this now. Okay. So we're going to go to Ezekiel 20:25. I'm going to show my screen.
2025, you said?
Yes, sir. Hold up. Bear with me. I'm kind of new with this position thing. Hold up. Ezekiel 20:25. Now remember, the question is, what we're referring to is God good, right? Am I correct? Cool. So now we're going to show my screen, share my screen. Let me close that. So I'm sorry. Where are we at?
Yeah, what's the problem?
I'm trying to get to stream, y'all. I got it. Sorry, here we go. Let me share my screen. Ezekiel 20:25. Can you see my screen?
I see it.
Okay. We're dealing with Ezekiel 20:25. Ezekiel 20:25 says, this is God or Yahweh talking. He says, so I gave them statutes. What are statutes? Statutes are laws, right, and ordinances. Some say commandments. We always hear about the laws, statutes, and commandments. But God is saying here, I gave them statutes that were not what? Good.
Woo!
So he gave them some statutes, some laws that he admits wasn't good. And laws through which they could not live.
Oh my God, you bringing it out.
So
right here.
God is giving. He's the one giving. Right? They'll try to add hermeneutics and say, no, he let them do what they no. It says I gave them statutes that were not good and laws which they could not live.
Jeez.
He says, I defiled them with their gifts. Who defiled them?
God.
Who's the I? God. So he defiled the people with their gifts. What was the defilement? The sacrifice of what?
Oh, man.
Every firstborn. Why did he do that? That I might fill them with horror, so that they would know that I am the Lord.
Damn, that's diabolical like a mother.
Yeah, so Ezekiel.
What apostle ain't let you get that off, bro?
Of course not. Of course not.
Right.
We're going piece by piece now.
Oh, man.
Right? So we're looking at the text. I don't want to hear hermeneutics. I don't want to hear none of that. I want to see what does the text say. Let's focus on the text. So far, the text says in Ezekiel that God or Yahweh gave them statutes that were not good. Am I right or wrong, Sa?
You're right. You're right. It's right there.
And laws that which they could not live, right? So he gave them stuff that he knew you couldn't live. He gave you some statutes and laws that he knew wasn't good, right? And what is he talking about? He's referring to healed and defiled them, and I defiled them through their gifts, right? Through the sacrifice of every firstborn. What is he talking about, the sacrifice of every firstborn? This is what I want to focus on right now. What is he referring to, the sacrifice of every firstborn? Let me stop sharing for real quick. Go to my next. This is interesting. Nobody ever wants to talk about this stuff, right? What is he talking about? Okay, let's look at it. So
is it the Passover?
Nope. Watch this. Notice it said the sacrifice of every firstborn, right?
Right.
Cool. I'm saying that this, and I'm going to show you, this is referring to child sacrifice, human sacrifice. Wow. You're probably saying to yourself, what? What? What are you talking about, Morph? In the Hebrew, there's a term here, right, that said in Hebrew is called chedem. Chedem. You ever heard of the term?
No.
Cool. Let me show you chedem, so you understand what chedem is.
Keon, you can't make this up, man.
Nope.
You can cry all you want, Keon, in the chat, but ain't no excuses for this, brother.
Let's look at Hedem. Okay, here we go. Cool.
You can't justify this, Keon.
Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to share my screen again.
I know you're a big fan of Yahweh or God, Keon, or Jesus. But damn, this one here, You know, I'm going to kill this with the captain. I got to go in on the cap.
Okay, so let's do this. Hold on. What's wrong with my camera? Can you still see my screen?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, but you still see me, right? Okay.
Yes. Yep.
All right, here we go. Let's look at Hedem. Can you see? Is it big enough?
Yeah. Yes, I see it. Pause. I see it.
Hedem, one property for the same word, which is used in the form of excommunication. See Hedem, cancel for the Hedem gift. So let's look at Hedem. Hedem, or pronounced Hedem, which is used in the Tanakh, means something, something given over, to the Lord or under a ban, and sometimes refers to things as persons to be utterly destroyed, right?
Mm-hmm.
The term has been explained in many different, sometimes conflicting ways by different scholars. It has been defined as a mode of secluding and rendering harmless anything imperative in the religious life of the nation, or the total destruction of the enemy and his goods of campaign, the conclusion of a campaign, or compromise and desecration and property, dedication to the property of God without possibility of redemption. It is translated in late Latin as devotio as a word used for what?
Human sacrifice.
Human sacrifice, right?
Yep.
So, what are we referring to? Human sacrifice? What are you talking about? So, when the text says, just so we understand what Hedem is, and is used as people who's been, as the Bible uses the terms, devoted to destruction. It says those who are devoted to destruction, and I'm going to show you. I'll pull my screen up. Wait a minute. Now, everybody, I need you to bear with me so we understand the terms that we are talking about. Let's look at this. Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Back to here. Let's show my screen. Okay, here we go. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, screen is sharing.
Okay, screen is sharing. Cool. In Exodus 22, right? We're going to show what we're talking about. Where am I at right now? I got so many damn things open. Hold up. Exodus 22. Cool. The firstborn, it says in Exodus 22, the firstborn of your sons, is it big enough or do I need to make it bigger?
Yeah, pause is good.
It's good?
Yep.
Okay, cool. The firstborn of your sons you shall give to me. You shall do the same with your oxen and with your sheep. Stop. When you give to Yahweh your oxen and your sheep, what is done with them? What is done? They're killed, right?
Yes, they sacrifice.
Right. He just said, your firstborn and your sons you shall give to me, just like you shall give me your sheep and your oxen, right?
Right.
So we know what happens with the sheep and the oxen, correct? It says
Correct.
do the same thing with the firstborn of your sons, right? Keep 7 days, it shall remain with its mother. On the 8th day, you shall give it to me. What is meant by give it to me? That's the question, right? We're at the term and we said, hey, you should give it to me. What does that mean? What is meant by give it to me? I asked the question, isn't that human sacrifice to pass through the fire? It says in Hebrew, Exodus 22, is generally stark. It sits right in the conceptual neighborhood of human sacrifice, even if later laws tries to domesticate it by redemption and substitution. What give it to me means, in Exodus 22:29, the command is, the firstborn of your sons you shall give to me. You shall do the same with your oxen and with your sheep. And on the 8th day you shall give it to me. On a plain reading, the parallel with animals are given on the 8th day, and elsewhere clearly sacrifice suggests that the firstborn sons are likewise destined to be some form of sacrificial giving, not just vague dedication. Now, many critical scholars therefore argue, taken in isolation, the most straightforward reading is that this text envisages actual slaughter of the firstborn sons of Yahweh's due. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. I'm right here.
So at the same time, other passages in the Torah introduced and normalized as an alternative redemption. Exodus 13 and 34, along with Numbers 18, speak of redeeming firstborn sons as animal or monetary payment. So the son belongs to Yahweh symbolically, but is not killed. The animal payment standing as a substitute. Now watch this now. Traditionally, in many confessional interpretations, read later texts back into Exodus. So they're trying to re-explain it. But Ezekiel, what we just read, clearly understands what's happening. That so when it says that give it to me for sons, is satisfied by the command, the firstborn of your sons you shall give to me. You shall do the same with your oxen and with your sheep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let's look at this. Let's go further. Let's go further. So let's go further. So now, when we see that term about give your firstborn to me, right? Right? Watch this now. So when we see that term, we say, hold up, wait a minute. What are they talking about? So when we share this screen, how does haram function? Right? Sorry. Okay, here it goes. Cool. Cool. Watch this now. Watch this now. Now, when we look at Jeremiah 19:5 and 32:25, watch this, where God condemns the Israelites for sacrificing children, but he condemns them to sacrifice them to Baal and Molech, not to him. So the sin is when you sacrifice them to other deities. Are you catching this?
Mm-hmm.
Not to him. Jeremiah, and watch this. When we look in Jeremiah, what's interesting, this is how you know that people don't understand what they're reading. Yesterday, I asked the apostle what was the difference or the gap between Ezekiel and with Jeremiah, because Jeremiah does say that, right? But I said, so what is the gap between the two? He said 1,000 years. He doesn't know Jeremiah and Ezekiel are contemporary. They live at the same time.
Right.
One is in Judea and the other one is in Babylon. So Ezekiel and Jeremiah don't agree. They don't agree at all. Let's look at this. Jeremiah is saying more than not for other guys, but yes, for me. He is rhetorically disowning the whole practice, even though earlier Israelite tradition left conceptual room for something very close to it. Watch this now. What Jeremiah actually says. Jeremiah 19:5 and 32:25 say that Judah built high places to Baal in the valley of Hinnom to make their sons and daughters pass through the fire or be burned as offerings. And then God adds, which I did not command. You're correct. It does say that in Jeremiah. But it says it's talking about he doesn't command an offering to be Baal and Molech. This is an emphatic denial that such child-burning rituals were ever part of Yahweh's will or instructions, directly targeting Baal and Molech. the kol and tophet. So the phrasing, I did not command it, nor did it enter my mind, is deliberately strong, piling up. His command is what? The firstborn of your sons you shall give to me, you shall do with the oxen and the sheep. So this is not referring to the same thing. What Jeremiah is talking about is the sacrifices being done for Baal and Molech. Now, when we look at Hedom, we understand what it is. So watch this. We're going to go deeper. It's going to get interesting. Watch this, Here we go. So when we go back to here, stop. Let me, 1 second. Let me pull this up. Are you following me so far? Am I losing? Because remember, the question is, we're asking, is God good? So when we go back to what we read in Ezekiel, it's obvious that God is not good because he's giving statutes and commandments and laws that is not good. Am I right or wrong? Did we read that?
Right. We read it. We read it.
So that's,
I don't know how we get out of that.
Watch this. Watch this. So I'm not making that up. And I will show multiple biblical scholars that agrees with me.
Yeah, I'm going to cut Captain Tazariak with this shit here.
Watch this. Okay. Here we go. Let's share this now. Sorry. Now we're going to share this. So it uses the term passing through the fire. So now we want to understand what that means. Here we go. Sorry. One second, let me pull this up. Got you. Here we go. Let's look at this. Can you see my? Can you see?
Yep.
Cool. Now in the Bible, the phrase "passing through the fire," when referring to people, generally means a literal human sacrifice or associated pagan ritual, which was strictly forbidden by God, contradicts what we just read in Ezekiel 20. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Because we just read Ezekiel 20:25 clearly says that Yahweh gave them laws and statutes that he knew was not good. Correct?
Yeah.
And those statutes was them what? Sacrificing his children. The first, am I right or wrong? We just read that. So watch this. So now in the Old Testament, to make someone pass through the fire, it says is indeed standard language for Molech type sacrifice. What I just said, remember in Jeremiah, we talked about passing through the fire.
Yep.
Passing through the fire means being burnt up, right? Which is Molech, or a closely associated idolatrous rite. And it is absolutely forbidden. Correct. But watch this. That is precisely why Ezekiel 20 is a theological sharp, because it uses the very horror as part of its rhetoric of judgment. I'm not saying to endorse it, but it does mean passing through the fire, and Yahweh is the one who instructs it. Let's keep going on. The meaning of passing through the fire, which I'm going to show you in the text. In Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Kings, and Jeremiah, the idiom cause sons and daughters to pass through the fire clearly refers to a cultic practice, yes, tied to Molech and Baal, in which children are devoted to deity by fire. Yes, whether of full immolation or immediately associated with fiery rite, right? Because of this consistent usage, the baseline sense of phrase in prophetic text includes Ezekiel is not some harmless ordeal, but a paradigmic abomination of pagan worship that Yahweh bans in the strongest possible terms, right? True. But watch this. Let's look at what Ezekiel 20 actually says. In Ezekiel 20, the prophet reviews Israel's history of idolatry and then says, what? God gave them the statutes that were not good and defiled them in gifts so that they cause all that open to the womb to pass through what? The fire. and later explicitly mentions making your sons pass through the fire in verse 31. So the key point is that God is not introducing a new divine to sacrifice children. Rather, he's handling a rebellious people to their own chosen corrupt stuff, but he's the instrument. He's the one that does it. How this avoids, so we go through these texts and we keep seeing this, right? So we're saying, hold up now. So if Ezekiel is saying that Yahweh gave them, oh, you wasn't seeing my screen that whole time?
No, your screen is showing, brother.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right, so stop. All right, cool, so watch this. So now, when we're looking at this, right, what do we understand, right? What do we understand from what we're reading? We're reading so far here, right? We're seeing one, when Yahweh says to Israelites, right, that I want your firstborn sons, you ought to give them to me, just like the ox and the sheep, right? We know the ox and the sheep are killed, they're sacrificed, and they're burnt in the fire. So he makes, it's no distinction when he says, give me your firstborn. He said your firstborn of your children, your firstborn on your ox, and the firstborn of your sheep. All the same. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Exactly what Ezekiel is saying. So if he said, I gave you statues that was not good, you got to ask yourself, well, what statues are those? What statues did he give that laws and statues, right? Did Yahweh give that wasn't good? It clearly told you in Ezekiel what those statues was. So apparently Ezekiel and Jeremiah don't agree. They're on two different different things. So what it says in Jeremiah and what it says in Ezekiel are not the same. So according to Ezekiel, it's Yahweh that's given, you know what I mean, this statue that he knew was not good, that he knew they couldn't live by, right? And of what? Killing you. It said that's what it says in Ezekiel. I'm not making that up.
As I learn more and more about these scriptures, man, I see that apostle and all of their gods, man, that they worship and praise, he's more wicked than the devil that they claim is the devil, brother. This correct. Is a wicked ass God here. And if I was apostle and believed in this stuff, I wouldn't have let you speak either, brother. This is crazy.
Right. See, they don't want to talk about this stuff. They want to, God is merciful,
right,
loving, and he loves us and he cares about us, and you know what I'm saying? He cares about us and he's compassionate. So what we're trying to do and
all he do is lies, cheat, and do all kind of diabolical stuff all through the Bible, man.
Yeah.
All through the damn Bible.
All right. So we're looking and we're trying to establish and we're trying to see, does, what we're told, does it match the biblical deity? Does it match? And if we look at Isaiah 45:7, right? Where it says here, you see my screen, right? You see my screen? So you see my screen, right? Am I frozen? Okay. Cool. So anyway, I don't know if you can see my screen. Saw you frozen. We are frozen. Okay. So when we look at here, Isaiah 45:7, because all these things that we think of, genocide, let's think about genocide, right? Genocide is what? The killing of a people group, masses of people, right? Masses of people, which is genocide. I don't think anyone here would agree that genocide is good. We're talking about the killing of babies, children, no babies, infants. And I'm going to show you in the text where Yahweh instructs them to kill children, to kill the infants, to kill the women, to literally wipe people out. I don't think anyone thinks that that's good. So we're trying to match first and seeing, is that good? Now, according to Isaiah 45:7, because all the things I just spoke about, I'm sure everyone would agree is evil, right? We would say that's bad. We would say that's evil. Well, we're told that evil comes from Satan, the devil, right? He's the one who created evil. However, Isaiah 45:7 says something different. 45:7 says, I form the light, create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, which you'll see is Yahweh, do all these things. So according to 45:7, when we're looking at evil, who is the one that's creating evil? It's Yahweh.
Let me answer that. According to Apostle, and I'm glad he's here, so he won't think I'm lying on him. Apostle said that was Jesus doing all the evil. That wasn't Yahweh. That wasn't the Most High. He put it all on Jesus. and Apostle don't know that your lies will come back to haunt you, bro. When you see these things on video, he said that all that evil stuff comes from Jesus, not the Most High God.
I can't even. I'm not even going to do that.
Shout out to my man Apostle, man.
Watch this, right? I want to do this. So, what we just read, let's actually go and look at it, right? So we understand. So we don't get out of the stuff about it doesn't mean evil, it doesn't mean so-and-so. Share screen, here we go. We're going to go directly to the Hebrew.
I want everybody to take note to Apostle's comment. He said, I never said that, sir. Like that. Y'all know y'all heard him say that last week when we was on that. Man, I got the video. I'm gonna clip it. Let me screenshot this because I'm gonna go ahead, Morpheus. I'm gonna screenshot this though. Because I gotta get
this is the same verse, Isaiah 45:7 in the Hebrew, right? In Hebrew. This is the very verse we just read. Okay. Now here in this translation, it said I make peace and create calamity. So in this translation, they're saying calamity. The Hebrew word is ra. So if we want to understand what this means, we go to the lexicon. Right? Lexicon. This is the word, ra. And it means what? What does it mean? So what does it mean? Evil, bad, wicked, right? So Isaiah 45:7 is confirming what I'm saying, that Yahweh is the one who creates evil, bad, wickedness, unpleasantness. We just read that from Ezekiel, right? That he's the one who's telling him, right, to do this stuff. It's Yahweh. Okay. So we all agree to that, I'm sure. So let's go back now, so we all understand. So what we're looking at right now, we just saw in Isaiah, we just saw about the genocide. Watch this now. Hold on. Let me go here now. Stop. Let's go to here. Okay, cool. Here we go. I'm sorry. All right. So what I did, so I'm arguing back and forth, right? So with Chat GPT and going deeper in it, right? And saying, hold on, wait a minute. Am I wrong? Right? Watch this. I said, am I wrong? Right? Hold up. Watch this. Cool. Here we go. So I'm going deeper and deeper into it and looking more, going into Hebrew. Here we go. And I come down to here. Sorry. Where's it at? Where is it at? I got so much stuff open. So I think it's here. Got it. Right. Can you see it?
Yeah, your screen is up.
Okay. So the statement that's under dispute of Ezekiel 20 that says Yahweh gave them statues that were not good. The answer is what? Yes, that is exactly what the text says. Ezekiel asserts divine agency. So Ezekiel asserts that that statute of law is coming from divine on high. He does not say they took, they invented, or they misunderstood it. He says, I gave. On that point, it said, Morpheus, you are correct. Not only, now the only clarification that matters is not why, because what Apostle was trying to say yesterday, he tried to justify why. Because he says, because Ezekiel, and it does say to Ezekiel, it says about they disobey my commandments, and this is the punishment. The question is not, it was the punishment. The question is, so I'm not asking why. I'm not asking why it was done. I'm asking who gave it, who gave the instructions, which is the Hebrew word natan. Natan, which means in Hebrew usage, it does not require moral approval, authorship, or what? Righteousness. It does require agency, sovereign assignment, active handling. These statutes are now theirs by my decrees. That's still him giving it. So watch this. So the irreducible facts are Ezekiel attributes the giving to Yahweh. Morpheus ain't the one who attributes to him. Ezekiel does. The statutes are especially called not good. So Yahweh gave them something that he knew, according to the text, wasn't good, which therefore by default makes him not good. If I give you something that is not good, then by default, I'm not good. Because I'm giving you something that I know is harmful. I'm giving you something that is bad. So by default, and by definition, that makes me not good. Right? The result is defilement, which he admits is in Ezekiel 20. They include firstborn sacrifice. The text does not deny Jeremiah. It does assert divine judicial action. And it says, Morpheus, you are right to insist that the text does not say permission only. It says I gave. What it does not say, right, because they'll make these little arguments, right, about which is hermeneutics. No, I don't mean that, brother. It got to mean something. It has to mean something else. So here's the final blow. The final precision, no softening. Yes, Yahweh gave the statutes. Yes, the statutes were not good. Yes, they function as a judgment, and they were not moral law in a Sinai sense, meaning like the 10 Commandments, but he still gave it, right? So next it goes on further, but let me go to the next thing. 1 second. So we just addressing the good part. Next we want to go to is just, right? Let's deal with injustice. Okay? So next we're going to deal with justice. We want to understand what justice is. Justice is basically you get what you deserve, right? You commit the crime, you are punished for the crime that you commit. You, not anybody else, right? You. So if you commit a crime or you committed a sin, your children should not be punished for something that you did. That would be unjust. That's injustice, right? That's not just. If you committed it, you the one that should pay for it, not your wife, not your children, not anyone else. Would you agree, Saul, that that's the definition of justice? If you're still there, if you're not there, it's okay. So we're talking about injustice. Cool. Let's see it. Let's see what justice. Or should I go back again and redefine so we can look up what justice is and being just? If I have to do that, I will. But I believe I did that in the introduction. But let's look at what's just. Here we go. Let's go to 1 Samuel 15, because we're now addressing justice. 1 Samuel 15. Okay. We start at verse 3. This is an instruction from Yahweh. Now go attack the Amalekites and totally destroy all that belongs to them. Do not spare them. Put to death men, women, children, and infants, cattle, sheep, camels, and donkeys, right? So here, Yahweh is telling them to commit genocide. That's what genocide is. It's the extermination of people, right? The question is, what did these infants do? Let's say the Amalekites are guilty for something. What did these infants do? What did these children do? Right? What did they do? They didn't do anything. Right? But what are they being punished for? Verse 2 says, this is what the Lord Almighty says. I will punish the Amalekites for what they did to Israel when they laid them as they came up from Egypt. So this is the ancestors. Whatever the ancestors did to the Israelites, Yahweh said, go and kill their children and their children's children. Kill their family, kill everybody. For what? For what the Amalekites did in Egypt. Remember we said justice is you get what you deserve. You. So whatever the generation of the parents did, right? Why are the children being killed? That's not justice. That's not justice for the children. So because the people who subscribe to this are the same people who says, hey, if you stole something and you get busted and you go to court and you in trial and you found guilty, your children should go to jail. Your kids should go to jail, right? Even though you're the one that stole whatever, or you did so-and-so, because it would not be just for your children to pay for what you did. Definition of justice. You get what you deserve. Not your children get for what you did. That would not be justice by definition. Are you with me? So are you still there? Okay. So we understand. So
I'm here, brother. I'm right here.
So the Amalekites, these people, right, are being destroyed. So their families is being killed, and their kids are being killed. They're being killed. They're being genocide. They're being wiped out. They're being exterminated for whatever their parents did. That's why the scripture says, visiting the iniquity of the children of those that hate me. I will show you that. So now, what's happening, right? So now, remember, back in the beginning of my definition, we started, right, to try to understand good and just, and we're trying to see that the biblical God matches these attributes. So far, we just knocked out good. We just show he ain't good, right? We're going to show, as we're doing now, he's definitely not just. How do we say that? You ready? Here we go. Let's go here. Okay, ready? I should have had this one up. I'm sorry. What we're questioning right now is justice, right? That's what we're looking at. right? So we're going to go to 2 Samuel 11:12. Remember, we're still on the question of justice. That's what we're talking about right now. Okay. So if we go here to 2 Samuel, watch this now. Here we go. Sorry, let me pull this up right now. My computer's freezing a little bit. I got too much stuff open. I'm sorry. Here we go. Come on, computer. Come on, it's freezing. Hold up.
Close some of the stuff that you're not using.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I got it. Here we go. So now we're looking at we're still questioning justice, right? That's the thing we're talking about. Cool. So now, share my screen again. I should have had all this stuff in a PowerPoint. Okay, cool. 2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 10, y'all. Cool. So in the story, in the context, David, right, gets Bathsheba pregnant and has her husband killed. So David commits a sin, right? If you read the story going on, we ain't got to go to the whole context, but this is the backdrop. This is what's happening. Now look what happens here. 2 Samuel 10:12. Remember, we're asking about justice. Now, therefore the sword shall never depart from your house, for you have despised me and have taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be your wife. This is the sin that he did. Thus said the Lord, I will raise up trouble against you. So who's raising up the trouble? Yahweh. I will raise up the trouble against you from within your own house, and I will take your wives before your eyes and give them to your neighbors. And he shall lie with your wives in the sight of this very sun. For you did it secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel and before the sun. So what's happening here? So David committed the sin, right? What is David's punishment here, Saul? What's his punishment for what he did?
What's going on? The Lord has taken his wife for what he did and given her up.
He's having his wives raped.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So watch it.
Damn.
So his wives is being raped, right, for a crime that he committed.
God damn! Tell me this ain't no demonic God, man.
Yeah, watch this. The women ain't do nothing. What? Why are they being punished for something their husband did?
Oh man,
am I right or wrong?
You're right. You're right.
So, right. Remember, we're questioning justice. We're trying to see, does the biblical God match just? Is he just? This is not just for the wives to be punished, being raped.
But that should show every woman. That right there should show every woman how he looks at her.
Yeah.
How God looks at her. Damn. Apostle, man, and Cesaria, y'all can't get out of this, man. You can say what the hell you want.
So the wives are being punished, right? Right. And who's the ones doing it? He says, I will raise up trouble against you. So the Lord said he's going to do it. I will raise up trouble against you from within your own house. And who's the I? I is who? God, Yahweh, right? I will take your wives before your eyes and give them to your neighbor. And he shall lie with your wives in the sight of his very son. And guess what? Chapter 18, this is exactly what happens. David's son takes his wives up on the roof and rapes them in front of the people. But who's the one that sanctioned me to do it? Yahweh.
Hold on. You said, and this is what happened in chapter 18?
Chapter 18.
Show it. Where's the scripture?
Okay, hold up. Watch this.
Damn.
Watch this.
This is in Samuel's.
The very same, just a few verses later. I'm gonna show you. But a few verses later, here we go. his son Absalom. Watch this. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Let me pull it up.
Morpheus, yo, Moses 777 can't get out of this, man. Damn.
Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. So now we go to.
All you had to do is scroll up, right?
Yeah, just want to get exactly. Okay, yeah, 12, 11, 19, 18. Got you. You're right. Let me just go back to there.
Yeah, just stroll it up.
Okay, I got to go to full chapter. Sorry. Let's go to the full chapter. Here we go. 18.
That's
Wait a minute.
29.
I'm sorry. Am I the right man? I'm the right one before. Sorry, let me pull it right. Bear with me. David by 7. I think the Absalom. Is it 12, 11? Sorry. Am I in 12? 12, 11.
12, 18, you should be going to, right?
Right, 12. I said, no, for the idea, but I'll go. Let me go further. Lord, eats food. Sorry, it's not 18. Let me pull it back up. Sorry. Take David's wives. Okay, hold up. Absalom takes David's wives. Cool. So okay, so the prophet, the prophet. I got it. It's 16. I said 16:22. I got it. Sorry. 16. My screen is still showing?
Yes.
16. Let me put it up on 6. Damn, I can't even see right here. Let me go back. 16. 22. Oh, come on. Let me just go 16.
I see it. I'm reading it now. God damn, that's crazy, man.
16. Okay, 22. Here we go, y'all. 22. Okay, here we go. So this is what happens in the story. Let's start from 20. Then Absalom is his son. So it's because his son in the story is trying to take his stone. So Absalom said to Ahithophel, give us your counsel. What shall I do? What shall we do? Absalom said, Ahithophel said to Absalom, go into your father's concubines. The Hebrew word is wives. The ones right, to look after the house, and all Israel will hear that you have made yourself obedience to your father, and the hands of all who are with you be strengthened. So he's fighting with his father, trying to get his position, right? So they pitched a tent for Absalom upon the roof, and Absalom went into his father's concubines in the sight of all Israel.
My God. God damn.
So isn't that what happened?
Yes.
So who caused that to happen, sir?
The Most High, the Hebrews God, the Israelite God.
Right, because he told him, David, right, he said, what you did in secret, I'm going to do publicly. I'm going to take your wives and have, this is exactly what we're reading.
God
right?
damn.
So the women are being punished and they're being raped because we know they didn't agree with it.
Right.
They didn't give consent, right? To have sex with their child, right? With their stepchild. We know they didn't consent, right? But look what happened, right? So the women, any way you put it or look at it, they're being raped. They're being punished, not for a crime that they did, sir. They're being raped, punished for what their husband did.
Hey, if I was your apostle, I wouldn't even respond to this. I would move on and keep my mouth shut. I'll let this die out, bro. Be smart, apostle. Let it die out.
So am I making this up?
Nope.
I'm not making
up. The DNA of the scriptures right there.
I'm showing
You're bringing it out.
Right. So this is what's happening according to the story, not according to Morpheus, not according to, and you can't use hermeneutics on this one. Very sorry. We're reading text. We're reading text so far. Let's go over real quick before we move on. let's see where we are in the conversation. We started off about good. We wanted to see, is Yahweh or God of the Bible good, right? We clearly see that he's not good, right? He's given commandments and stuff like that that's not good, right? Sanctioning Haram, which is human sacrifice, right? And the scholars, and they all agree.
Right. Revelation, same for you, brother. Fall back. Don't bring this question up when I open up the panel. Let it go by, brother. Don't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So Ezekiel also agrees, right? Ezekiel 20:25 agrees that Yahweh gave them some instructions or what you want to call statutes that wasn't good, right? So if I give you some stuff that's good and I know it's not good, then by definition, I'm not good, right? Right? If we look at he's creating evil in Isaiah 45:7, then by definition, he's not good.
I want you to see the excuse that these crazy people make for God, for their God. Look at Moses 7:7. Even today, women who are victims of war get raped.
You see?
Was she a victim of war, brother, or no? Was she a victim of war, Morpheus? Or no? Right. So what is you talking about? She's paying the price for what her husband did. Her husband did something foul, and so she got to pay the price for that. So it wasn't like they was at war. And understand, this is a God that's doing this.
That's right.
With no feeling whatsoever for human life. This is a God, bro. Go ahead, Morpheus.
You're not getting. You see, the problem is we're reading the text for what the text say.
Right.
We're reading the text. These people are adding. That's why I started off by explaining what hermeneutics was.
Right.
Now you understand why I laid the groundwork. So now when you see it or hear it, you understand what you're hearing. Not saying that you didn't, but now you understand the term for it. It's called hermeneutics. And you're looking at it clearly, right? You're looking at it clearly. Cool. Hold on, let me turn my phone off. Hold up. Sorry, who's that calling? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, so we understand that now, okay? We're not under any kind of illusion of what's going on, right? So we see David's wives. Let's go over. So David's wives are being punished for something they didn't do. We see the Amaleks being killed. Oh, watch that. Oh, it gets better. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it gets so much better. Cool. Let's go here. More Hedon or sacrifice. So far, we've looked at Hedon, right? Are you clear Hedon, or do I need to go deeper? Because I can go more.
Go on, do what you do.
Okay, cool. So we understand this on what the term Hedon means and its functions as human sacrifice of people being killed, right? Right? Because when you sacrifice something, that means you're dedicating something to that particular thing, that deity, that person, whatever. So a sacrifice is what I'm giving to you. So if these people are being sacrificed, right, or being killed, and the term that's used in the Torah, which I'm going to show you, is those devoted to destruction. The Hebrew word for devoted to destruction is the word chadam. That's why I brought it up. Because when I was reading, I was like, why does it keep saying those devoted to destruction? Because I kept saying, hold on, if it says these people are being killed, but set aside those devoted for destruction, I said, hold on, wait a minute. So you got people being killed, but then set aside those devoted for destruction. That's a separate killing. So that was making me go into the Hebrew where I saw the word chadam. So I said, oh, so it's not these people just being wiped out and killed. You're setting aside a specific portion of people for devotion to be killed for Yahweh. Are you following me?
I'm following you, brother.
So cool. Watch this now. Let me present. Oh, I gotta stop. Sorry. Represent.
Man, I'm learning this new information right here.
Yeah, so
I'm getting ready to beat up to Zariak with this right here.
Okay, cool. Can you see my screen?
Yep, and Apostle.
Right, so we want to understand Hedom and how it functions. We know what the word means, but how does it function? It says Hedom killings function analogously to human sacrifice. There's no difference, it's saying, because the victims are irrevocably given over to God as sacred property. Their deaths serving as cultic theological purpose rather than a merry military one. So this has really nothing to do with military, not war. Are you with me so far?
Yep.
The argument can be framed as a form of debate. They even telling me in chat, oh, you can debate that for sure. Adding scholarly support, doing what? Adding scholarly support, doing what? Scholarly support, that means that there are scholars who wrote on the very same position that I'm saying. I'm not alone in this, right? So adding scholarly support and flagging key points of contestation, even to actual doubt, so I could download whatever, blah, blah, but let's do this. Resolution and thesis. Here's the resolution. The Old Testament harem killings function in practice, in structure, as a form of what? What does that say, sir?
Sacrifice.
Human sacrifice.
Human sacrifice.
Right, so people in the biblical text are being sacrificed. The thesis, although the text avoid the label sacrifice, harem killings, here the key word, meet the core criteria of sacrificial logic. Irrevocably consecration to Yahweh, the removal from human use in destruction, whose primary significance is cultic, theological, rather than other words, it has really nothing to do with military. Here's a definition. Here's the word, in case anybody want to look it up. Hedom, which is a status, permanent, irrevocable dedication to Yahweh, also translated as devoted and banned or devoted to destruction. What is Hedom becomes Yahweh's exclusive property, and they may not be redeemed or reclaimed. So it's a human sacrifice. Here's the analytical. It did all the work for me. It did all the work, right? All the work. Leviticus 27:28 especially extends Hedom to persons as well as animals and property. No item or person under Hedom may be sold or redeemed, or any human under Hedom must be put to death, right? It says any human on the Hedom must be put to death. Why are they being put to death? Their death is being dedicated to Yahweh. Isn't that what Ezekiel 20:25 stats are?
Talked about, yep. That's right.
That's the statues that were not good.
Yo, you're going to have a lot of enemies, Morpheus, after this one.
Listen,
you got Moses going crazy, Ebony up in the chat. They all going crazy, man. Ebony knowledge in the chat going crazy. Yeah, man.
I completely understand.
Yeah, it's a big pill to swallow here, bro.
I understand. I really do.
Apostle left his seat. He's gone, hiding under his desk or the bed somewhere.
Yeah, but I understand. I get it. I truly get it, right? Because this is uncomfortable. I understand this is uncomfortable.
Right.
So now their brain has to try to reconcile and say, hold on, wait. I got to try to find some way to make this work, right? That's when your hermeneutics kicks in. That's when the hermeneutics kicks in, because you got to find some way, right, to try to make this make sense. When all the scholarship on the subject matter agrees with what I'm saying, with my position. Listen, sir, I didn't make this up. I didn't come to this conclusion. Listen, I didn't come to, you know what the difference is? How I came to the conclusion? Because I read.
Right.
All I do is read. Let me stop sharing this. Let me say this. I didn't come to this conclusion, because I want to attack, the Bible or Jesus or people's belief system. I'm reading a text. I'm literally going to text. I'm reading text, and I'm looking at what text says, right? right? And when I followed it, what the text say, without the hermeneutics, without adding any hermeneutics or what I feel or what I think, no, I'm reading the text. That's why I'm showing you everything, right? That's why I'm showing you. I'm literally showing you, like you say, the DNA.
All right, he done crawled out from under his bed. Apostle back now.
Right. So the text says what the text says, right? It describes what it describes, right? Me, myself, personally, sir, I ain't got no dog in the fight. I don't care what it says. I'm just telling you what the literature says. The literature says what it says. Okay? So cool. So as we move forward, right? So we're clear on human sacrifice. Or can I move on from this point and go to the next one?
Yes.
So we're clear on Hedem, which is human sacrifice. Firstborn, give me your firstborn. Firstborn children, all of that. We feel in Ezekiel is completely, right? Agrees with my position. Ezekiel clearly does that. Okay. Now let's move on. Let's go into here. So we just addressed good. We just address, being just. Now, if you're not just, by default, you're not good, right? So we saw evil. He's doing all this stuff that's clearly not good. He's definitely not just. Now let's deal with mercy. Can we address mercy now?
Let's go.
Okay, cool. What's the problem with mercy, right? You cannot be merciful, sir, and be just. Ask me why I say that. Because
why you say that?
If being just is getting what you deserve, right? Mercy is a suspension of you getting what you deserve.
Correct, brother.
Correct?
Yep.
Cool. So if
what that is, it's the opposite.
It's the opposite, yeah. Because let's say you do a crime, right? And you deserve to get 20 years.
Right.
That's what you deserve. You deserve 20 years for the crime. However, the judge shows you mercy. That means he's suspending what you should get, what you deserve to get.
Correct. Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
So mercy and just cannot coexist. They contradict. They're contradiction. Would you agree?
Yes. Yep.
It's a logical contradiction. It's just a pure logical contradiction. You can't be just and be merciful, right? But let's just go along with it, right? Let's just go along with it because it's a pure contradiction, logical contradiction. But if we start the story, from the Genesis,
you don't need to get money.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so if you start from the very beginning of the story of Genesis, right? Let's just start from the beginning, right? And we have Adam and Eve, according to the narrative, committing a sin. Their first sin, mind you, very first time. They don't even know what it is, but they committed it, according to the Bible believers, right? Why didn't God just forgive them?
Yeah.
Think about it. This is the very first time. Very first time. You don't know what good is, what bad is. You have no knowledge of good or bad, none of this stuff. But you so you commit something that we're calling a sin, or they call it a sin. If God is compassionate, merciful, and forgiving, why didn't he just forgive them? Why? Where's the forgiving? I keep saying, go kill these people, wipe these people out, genocide these people, kill the infants, kill the babies, kill all of. Where's the forgiving and mercy?
And what do we always hear from the people? God is loving, caring, forgiving. We hear all of that nonsense, man. You know why we hear that? Because they don't read the book themselves. They rely on the pastors to tell them.
That's why I said early in the beginning, you're taught what to think. You're not taught how to think.
Correct.
You're taught what to think. So you don't see the stuff that we see and we going, wait a minute, So if he's forgiving, because it's omni, he's all merciful, he's compassionate and loving. Well, his very first subject matters, you didn't forgive them. Right, watch this. You ain't forgive them, and they didn't even know they was doing wrong, correct? So if they didn't even know that they were doing wrong, and you're saying they did wrong, why didn't you just forgive them? Why didn't you just forgive them? Why didn't you show them mercy? Why didn't you show them compassion? Because again, I'm trying to match the attributes with the stories. And when you read the stories, you have to conclude that the attributes that we attributed to this God or deity or whatever you want to call it does not match the text in no size, shape, or form. Not at all. Are you with me? So, the question in the show, so we can show all throughout, if we just read in the text with no hermeneutics, we can constantly see Yahweh killing people, killing infants, genocide. Think about it. The very first genocide is the flood. That's genocide, right? What's genocide? Do I need to define and show what genocide is, y'all? Right? Do I need to do that? Do I need to show in history genocide? Hitler, genocide. We can show all throughout Africa, genocide. Genocide is the killing of masses of people. So if that's the case, where's the good? Are you saying that's good? Killing people? Are you saying it's good for people to pay for something they didn't do? You saying that's good and that's just? Right? Are you telling me that I'm reading this text and tell me I create evil? I did that. How many times you brought up?
I'm going to the head. I'm going to the head. Keep it going.
Yeah, right. So how many times have you brought up, and we've constantly showed that the biblical deity of this book does not match the attributes that we are told. Okay, cool. So let's go here now. Let me bring something else up. We're going to go further. More ahead. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Let's do this. $32.14. Okay. Sorry, not that one. Let me bring this. Sorry. One sec. Cool. 1810. Sorry. Bear with me. We're looking at okay, cool. We're looking at 1810. I want you to pay attention to something, y'all. Share my screen. Where we at? Hold up. Jeremiah 18. Sorry. Here we go. I'm going to take you to Jeremiah 18:10. Right? Oh, before we go there, we're going to go to Jeremiah 18:10. Cool. And 18:10 of Jeremiah. Sorry. Okay, cool. Now, in Jeremiah 18:10, right, what do we see? What are we looking at? Let's understand and follow what we're looking at. I'm pulling it up. Jeremiah 18:10, where it says, and it does evil in my sight, and if it does evil in my sight, and he does not obey me, I will reconsider good I had intended to do for it. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up, right? I'm bringing this up. I share my screen. Okay, cool. I brought this up for a reason, right? And that reason is here. You see this word right here about God changing his mind, right? You've spoken this before. This is the word. It's nacham. Listen.
Strong's H 5162. Nacham.
Cool.
Nacham.
Now we see this word nacham, right? The translation here says, then I will think better, right? Are you with me, sir? Hello? Okay. All right. So here we see this word nacham, which means if I press the lexicon 85162, it means to be sorry, console oneself, repent, regret, comfort, or be comforted, to be sorry, to move to pity, have compassion. So basically the primary root, nacham, a primitive root, properly to sigh, to breathe strongly, to be sorry. So here, when we read here, where it says, here we go. Pay attention. Keep in mind that word nacham. It's important. Right? Here you go. I'm sorry. Keep that word in mind, y'all. 23:19. Right? Numbers 23. Let's go straight here since we already have it. So here, 23:19 says, God is not a man that he should lie, or a son of man that he should repent.
You're not sharing.
Right? Oh, I'm not sharing? I'm sorry. I thought it was. I thought it was. Hold up. Number 23:19. I'm sorry. How about now?
Yes.
Okay, we see it. Cool. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm a little slow with this whole thing. Okay, cool. So we got here. It says, can you see it? We had Numbers 23:19.
Yep.
God is not a man that he should lie, or a son of man that he should repent. Right? Now, this word here, when we reach the tools, come to the side, hit the interlinear, and it will take you there. This is the word, nacham. Right? Nacham. That is the word. Nor the son of man that he shall not, what? Change his mind. He's not going to change his mind. 23:19, right? So the Hebrew word is what? I just said it to you. I just showed it. So are you with me?
I'm with you, brother.
Okay. So God is not a man that he should lie, right? Or that he should, remember the word here, nacham. See it? It means.
Strong's H 5162. Nacham.
So nacham means that he should not repent or change his mind, correct? So here in 23:19, he does not nacham. Am I correct?
Yep.
Cool. So if he doesn't nacham here, right? This one says, watch this. 23:19, sorry. 1 second. 23:19. And now we're on, here we go. Let me pull this one back up. So keep in mind where we was just at, right? So they see that word nacham, which means he doesn't repent, right? He doesn't change his mind, correct? And that word there is what, right? It's nacham, correct? We just saw that.
Correct, naham.
Okay, cool. Here, Numbers 18:10 we see the same word, right? Here it says, let's read the verse, right? Where I'm at. I'm sorry. Where am I at? 18:10. Sorry. 18:10, verse 10. And if it does evil in my sight, now listen to my voice, then I will repent of good which I had done to it. Well, we just read it says he doesn't, right? Which is the same word being used here. Look, nacham again, right? So one of them, just numbers said that he doesn't repent and change his mind. This one, 18:10, says he does. It is the same word, sir.
Yes, yes, it is. Moses.
Strong's H 5162.
Done.
Nacham.
Right. So
Nacham.
in other words, Jeremiah 18:10, look, nacham, same word.
Strong's H 5162. Nacham.
This one says that he does. The other one we just read, Numbers, says he doesn't. So does he nacham or doesn't he nacham? Which one, sir?
Both. I told you, this is a book of contradictions.
Right, exactly. So does he change his mind and repent or he doesn't? Does he nacham or doesn't he nacham? This is the question, right?
Listen, Morpheus, God not supposed to change his mind because he supposed to know everything. And when God changes his mind, he's admitting that he made a mistake because he's changing his mind. You get it?
Exactly.
He's admitting that he made a mistake somewhere.
No, but it's get worse. Sir, you can't know all things and change your mind because you know ahead about what you're going to do. It's a logical.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
Right? If you know all things, then you can't change your mind. But what we're looking at is a contextual issue, right? With Jeremiah and Numbers. One says he nachams, the other one says he doesn't nacham.
This is sad, man. Sad.
And I'm taking you directly to the text.
So let me ask you, Morpheus, how much more do you have? Do you have enough for a part 2?
Oh, yeah. This is just...
So I say let's open up for question and answers.
Okay.
Because we got 2 hours in.
Oh, it's 2 hours? All right, cool. Let me stop sharing. All right, cool. So
now
stop.
just remember where you left off at. Because we can do a part 2 whenever you're ready. Maybe tomorrow, Wednesday, or whenever, you know?
I got you. So
we
watch
can do a continuation. Okay, so we're going to open up for questions. Apostle is the first one here. If I was you, Apostle, I would let this blow over. I would not even talk about this. Let me wait till you get your headphones on. Okay, here's Apostle. If I was you, Apostle, I would just let this blow over. I would not even try to respond to this. There's nothing you can say that's going to convince anybody up here. Anybody up here that's listening in the audience, I would let this go by. So I would be smart and pass the mic to Rakufu. What up, man? Let me pass the mic to you, Rakufu. I don't want my big brother in trouble no more.
All right, man. Powerful, Morpheus. You saw me in the chat. I'm just waiting to hear what Apostle's going to rebut. I just want to hear.
Don't let Apostle do this. Don't do this, man.
I need to hear that. But hey, good job, Morpheus. Keep it coming, man. Fire.
Thank you, brother.
Apostle is about to sound crazy as hell, and I'm trying to save him. I'm trying to save you from
I'm already saved, son. You can't save me. You can't even save yourself.
Hold on, brother. Just hold on. I ain't called on you yet. Let me bring up Cosmon. What up, man?
Right.
What up? What up? Peace to everybody in the chat, man. Hey, Morpheus, salute, my brother. Light bombs, bro.
Yeah, he just destroyed that book. He destroyed it.
Oh, man, he busted on the false God, all kind of truth. And guess what? He did it using the book. Yep. Objectively. We all saw the text. He didn't make that up.
He ain't make it up. He didn't use his word.
The God's attributes are shown objectively. He's angry, jealous, vengeful, unaliving children. He's a man of war. He's confusing. He's supposed to be non-repentant, but he's changing his mind. And you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. His characteristics is wishy-washy, and that is not the creator.
Right.
The creator The Creator don't do that.
That's correct.
See what I'm saying? The Creator is all.
I agree 120% with you, my brother.
Look, I'm gonna say this to you, man, because I agree with you 100%, bro. Look, the Creator's characteristics is gonna be life to all, liberty, harmony, and happiness and love. See what I'm saying? Being all knowing and ever present in all places. So when you see that, you brought out the fact that the characteristic traits of the deity of the Bible are dark, wicked, nothing good about it. He say he's good, but he's showing evil traits.
Yeah.
You showed that perfect, bro.
Yeah.
Salute, man. Salute, bro. Keep bombing, bro. Keep bombing and keep showing how the Creator, his characteristics as well, in opposition to the false gods. Because
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I like to always, because I'm not trying to be here just to bash on God. I ain't trying to be, you know what I mean? We want to be able to show.
We're just talking about the text. All we're talking about is what the text and literature say. I'm not dealing with theology. I'm not dealing with.
I feel you.
I'm just dealing with the text.
Yeah, straight up, man. You did a great job, bro. 100%, man. Salute. Keep bombing, bro.
All right, let me go on over to Dr. Reggie. And I want everybody to know this is not about Apostle. Everybody keep putting Apostle name in the chat. This is for the Israelites and the Christians. It's not just Apostle. He ain't the only Israelite on the planet. It's for all of them. They got to wake up. They got to take our women out of these, out of this crazy stuff, because our women are following them. The reason why, and I said this before, Dr. Reggie, the reason why there are Israelite women is because they are following these ignorant men. That's why. And the men don't even know where to lead these sisters at. You see what I'm saying? And that's why they sons is growing up trying to be preachers and all that nonsense. We got to get them up out of there. Go ahead, Reggie, you got the floor.
I won't be long. What Morpheus will show, because I've seen some of his presentation, is he will go to the experts. So on the issue of haram, he will go to apologists who got slaughtered, who wrote and got slaughtered on these very things. The problem with the House of Consciousness Hebrews and Christians is that they get away with stuff because all they can just do is talk. But without sources, right, or their shallow sources, they never get rebuked. But there are Christians and Hebrews that try to defend this evil God, and they got rebuked in scholarship. So why would I listen? I can just read. I don't have to listen to any of these mouths on YouTube who get slaughtered left and right when they come up on the chat, right? Because they have no writing and they have no sources. They can do a presentation, but it's one-sided. So I don't have much to say, but don't F with Brother Morpheus, because he's done his homework. He's looked at the European scholars, your masters, your daddies, right? When they try to defend the Bible on this, and they get slaughtered by even other Christian or biblical scholars. Let me just say biblical scholars, because you don't have to be a Christian or Hebrew to be a biblical scholar. They get slaughtered. So bring it on, and we'd like to see what the captain has to say with sources, not with, not with his normal, attitude and stuff like that. Simply his sources on the Bible. So that's all I have to say. Oh, sa.neter, you never sent me InfoDC phone number. How many times do I have to ask?
Yeah, I went to sleep when you asked me because I was sleeping. But anyway, I got you tonight. I'm going to send it to you. Matter of fact, let me see if I could text it to you now. But anyway, Apostle, listen, brother, I care about you. And I agree with Ebony Knowledge. I don't want to raise your blood pressure up trying to defend this. Please let this go by, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk. Please let this go by, brother. Please. Let this cup pass from you. You heard what Jesus said. Let this cup go past you, brother. Go ahead, Apostle.
I think it's sad, honestly. I believe it's a real sad thing.
It is
for
sad.
somebody to hate God so much. To hate God so much. Get up here and then at the same time attempt to explain the Bible. You hate God so much. Anything come opposed to God, everything that's opposing to God, you accept and agree with to your own damnation. To your own damnation.
No profanity, brother. No profanity.
Damnation is not cursing.
I know. I'm just
Damnation
warning.
is not question. It's not cursing, but to your own destruction. To your own destruction, you agree. Even though the presentation is as one-sided, that's like having a prosecutor stand up in a court and deliver it before hearing the defense and already making your mind up.
Well, he asked to debate you and you turned it down.
No, I did not. And stop interjecting, sa.neter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Stop doing that.
I'm sorry.
First of all, I'm just going to share my screen real quick to get to the bottom.
Well, Morpheus don't want you to do all that.
I'm sharing the scripture.
No, Apostle.
I'm doing is sharing the scripture.
Hold on, Apostle.
You have to share the scripture.
You got to ask him. This is his show, brother.
This is his show, right? I'm going to share my screen.
Listen, no, I'm going to do what you did to me yesterday. No, you cannot share your screen.
All right. Yesterday, I didn't do that to you.
Yes,
because
you did.
I can show you.
I can't show
you yesterday after an hour and 10 minutes. There you go. Can you please stop talking?
No.
All right, Apostle, he wants you in the back for now. And I know you got the power to come back up, but he don't want you up right now. This is his show. This is his show, Apostle. You got the power to do your own show. So
he did that to me yesterday. So I said, okay, I did. So watch this. So real quick, right? Before we go on, right? Can you do me a favor real quick?
Yes.
Right. Watch it. He just said something, right?
Mm-hmm.
He just said that it was one-sided, right? He said that, right?
Right.
So look at this. Look at my screen real quick. Look how many scholars wrote and support everything that I'm saying. Look at the scholars. Why is it? They wrote on this. Philip Snyder, The War on Heaven and Mother Ritual Rights. Susan Nitch. These are all scholars, Bible scholars, mind you. Jacob Milgram, Francesca Hapuka, the Torah, the contributors, Selvin, Gregory Boyd. But watch it. Look at this. Look, sir.
I see it.
These are all. This is all scholarship and writings, right, of other scholars that support what I'm saying. I didn't make this up. I just sit back and say, and I read these, huh? I didn't just sit back and say, hey, you know what? I'm bored, Joe. Let me just create some stuff to go. Look at my citations. What do we always say, son? Source up or shut up, right?
Source up or shut up.
Yeah.
And see, Apostle, that's what I mean. When you get a little power, you got to let people talk, brother, because they're going to get you back. You got to allow them to talk, brother.
Yeah. So look. So you look at that. So I'm going to let somebody else come up. But I just want y'all to see that I didn't just make this up, that I'm not a lone ranger on my position. There are professional biblical scholars who clearly are arguing what I've presented and arguing the same argument.
Can I ask you a question more?
Hold on.
Let me stop sharing.
I'm actually happy that Apostle left and that he didn't get to speak, because believe me, his blood pressure would have went up. And believe me, I don't want that. And here we got another quack up in here. And he go by the name of Pseudo Moses. And he got the same slides. When you gonna change this, Moses? When you gonna change this stuff, man? Every time you come up, you show the same slides, brother. When you gonna change this, man?
Yeah, I gotta keep showing the same slides, listening. So I'm gonna keep repetition. It actually it works. I understand why Dr. Umar got to say things 3 times so that people finally understand, because y'all brothers. But before I don't even want to get into that. Yo, brother Morpheus, I appreciate you, man. I do rock with you and your understanding of the Bible, because, well, I don't understand what you just did. I didn't expect for you to go the direction that you went. But however, I do appreciate your pushback on the Bible, because you are pointing out the nonsense that white supremacist seminary school been teaching our people about this book. My overall purpose is to show people what the book is really about from a Cushite Kemetic standpoint. And I thought that was the direction that you usually be going in, but I see that wasn't the deal. So my brother, I respectfully request for you to allow me to show some slides. I'm asking, can I show these slides? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slides.
Very good. You, because I want to saw. Yeah, good.
All right, I appreciate you, fam. I appreciate you. What's up, man? What's up, sa.neter? You talk about these slides I'll be showing, but you obviously don't be listening because you still calling me super pseudo. So let's go back to the expert. What I wanted to do is I wanted to look at the Bible according to the way James Strong's been looking at the Bible, because that's not what Morpheus did. Morpheus was basically attacking Billy Graham, Oral Roberts, and Jerry Falwell understanding of the Bible, which he should.
Do James Strong support the Bible?
Not the way that y'all, obviously not the way.
In which way?
He understands the Bible the same way Champollion.
Like how? Give me some examples.
Okay, so you got white folks over in Africa, in Northeast Africa, doing all kind of archaeological digs and research and things like that, right? That's how he understands it. He know it ain't no invisible man called God. That's the reason why you see the definition that he wrote for God. He know what God is in the Bible. Morpheus up here talking about the invisible man in his favor.
What is God?
Show what James Strong say what God is. I don't see. That's why I know you don't be looking at these slides. You wouldn't even be asking me that question.
Yeah, tell me what is God.
Okay, so this dude is a professor, man. And then so that y'all know that the dude is not biased, show them the next slide, sa.neter. Because you always no. Yeah, that slide right there. Because I don't want y'all to be talking about the Bible is the white man's book. I'm trying to show y'all this man is not biased. If he was biased, why he got Ethiopia and Euphrates in his Bible? If King James was so biased or hated Africans and stuff, why they got African territories in this Bible? So now James Strong's is like, okay, well, since this is what the book is about, since it's taking place in this territory, let me see what God means according to these people in this territory. So now you can go to the definition, sa.neter. According to James Strong's research, they were not saying God in that ancient African territory. And let's stop right here, because now we got to deal with Morpheus's lecture. So anytime he mentioned God, I heard him talking about God from an individual standpoint. And that's how all Christians, Hebrew Israelites, Muslims, all religious people believe that God is an individual entity. But according to the people in that biblical territory, God is not an individual entity. So this wicked God that you're talking about is most likely talking about.
So this white man, Strong's, is going to come here and tell us about God and who is God. And you going to fall for it? You going to go for it? You going to believe in that nonsense, brother? Huh?
No, you believe in nonsense. I'm going to believe
in that nonsense, brother.
I'm going to believe a white man that tell me that God is judges. And
you don't have the ability to come up with our own concept of God?
You obviously don't.
Yes, we do.
You don't. No, I know that biblical God is judges and magistrates because of the history that took place in Africa. That's what I know. You don't know that. You don't look at God like that. Well,
No, I don't.
Right, because you don't believe that our ancestors had the ability to be judges and magistrates over their civil.
No, that ain't got nothing to know. That's not what I said.
That is what you just said. You were saying that Kemet did not have the longest running nation on this planet.
I didn't say that either. I didn't bring up Kemet not one time.
But brother, I just showed you that the Bible is taking place in Africa and the Middle East. So why would you think
not this Bible that we're talking about?
I just showed you the script.
Go not back this King James Bible that we're talking about.
Back to the King James scriptures then. Go back to the
King James Bible that we're talking about, brother.
Go back to the King James scripture, sa.neter.
sa.neter, the other day I just showed him that James Strong was a racist that divided North Africa from...
Right, go ahead, Reggie.
I showed it. If I have to show it again, I will. But James Strong was a typical white man of his period, right? So what Moses is saying doesn't align with who James Strong really is.
That's because you character assassinating them. You don't want people.
I read his bio. Why my character is
because that's what federal not you as a federal agent, but any white man that stands up for Africa and shows Africa is where civilization started, they're not going to give that man no kind of props. They're going to put all kind of
nonsense. They give leaky props. They give lots of Darwin props and leaky props. They give white people props.
Yeah, but
the problem is the Bible. Nobody believes that. It's just your faith. Nobody believes those stories except for you and Apostle and some Hebrew Christian.
Your comprehension is ridiculous.
No, I don't understand.
No stories. I don't believe no stories. I believe that our ancestors were judges and magistrates.
You believe stories, Morpheus.
So then God...
you believe stories, Moses. You believe stories. You need to understand, Moses, that God is a made-up concept from man. Man created a God. Man created a devil. So if you got your Armstrong and James and all them nonsense over there talking that nonsense, I don't believe none of that.
Can I say something real quick, sir?
Created.
Can y'all let me finish? Because sa.neter actually cut me off and he's trying to divert me because he know exactly. He see the other slides I'm getting ready to throw up. That's the reason why he's trying to divert the conversation. He's trying to be a magician, y'all. That's why he don't want to show that scripture.
Can you do more than just do slides? Can you?
No. I'm not letting neither one of y'all off the hook.
Can you write a paper?
I gotta read.
You doing cut and paste jobs? Can you write a paper an abstract so we can see it and then we can?
Why y'all can't even? Y'all can't understand just a little paragraph.
Moses, hurry up and finish. Go ahead. You got 2 slides to go.
No, you got to go back to the other slide because y'all just sat there like that. Y'all trying to act like y'all acting like y'all don't see Ethiopia in the King James scripture, and y'all acting like y'all don't see Assyria in the King James scripture, and y'all acting like the Bible is not talking about Africa and the Middle East. That's what y'all doing. Y'all saying that these white supremacists, these people that hate black folks, is telling all the world that life started right here in Africa and Middle East. Y'all want us to believe that this man that Reggie just didn't character assassinate James Strong, just telling us that life started where, and we know from our history that the first civilization started in Africa in the Middle East. Y'all want to stick to that the Jerry Falwell narrative. No, you're not supposed to believe those stories. That's why I got respect from Morpheus, because he proved that you can't believe how white man been teaching y'all this Bible. Then you get a nigga that come up here and show y'all, well, you know, the book say it's taking place in Africa, and God don't mean the invisible man. It actually means judges and magistrates, and y'all absolutely refuse to accept that. So let me show y'all who God's really was. So y'all already saw the definition. So now let's go to the slide with the children of the sun. And I'm also going to deal with what Morpheus was talking about when y'all talk about was God wicked, so on and so forth. When you hear God doing this or God giving laws, commandments, or whenever it's referring to just God and don't have the word he attached to it, those are black women that are talking. The only time men are talking, he is when God is associated with he. You'll see he, some kind of masculine term.
How you know that, Moses? How you know that?
Because, listen, I already showed you in the scriptures, man.
No, how do you know that, man?
Because when you read the Bible, it will tell you if it's a he, like it'll say Lord God, Lord God.
It don't say Lord God, that means it's a woman?
Unless it says he next to it. If it don't have
it's crazy, bro.
That's fine. Believe it's crazy. That's why you don't understand the book, bro. You're not studying the book the way that I study it. If you don't see he or Lord associated with the word God, that is a black woman that's talking. We know. All right, see, look, sa.neter obviously don't know African history. So, sa.neter, you want to tell me that black women?
King James got black women to write the book too. King James was there.
He wrote what he copied all of that from the books out of the Ethiopian. You're telling me that black women are not deified in Ethiopia? Is that what you're saying, sa.neter?
Source it up.
Naphtaliah. Now we are sources.
Don't talk. Source it.
I don't have them slides right now. I have to come back. And why do I got to source what you already know? You already know Hathor.
No, I don't know that. So,
but this ain't
the last slide so the other people can speak, man. So Morpheus, whenever
we just want your source, or shut up.
You already showed them sources. Why I gotta show you what you already know? You acting like you don't know.
All right, let's go, Moses. Come on, go ahead, man, so we can finish this.
He's being ridiculous. He acting like he don't know nothing about Naphtaliah history.
Go, man.
All right, so Morpheus, anytime the Bible's talking about God, is talking about judges or magistrates. But this one so-called David, there was no David, but this one over here, this one in the middle, this brown one, that would be a representation of David in that Canaanite territory. He obviously was not following the laws and statutes and commandments that are answered.
So you said the brown one be a representative of who?
That would be a representation of biblical David.
And so they had names like David in Africa at that time?
No, this is just a representation. What part
would his name be then?
I know the pronunciation. I don't. No, I'm not stuck. I just don't have the definition right now.
Yeah, of course you don't. So stop playing, man.
Oh no, you playing. So I sent enough money to your platform for you to buy a Strong's Concordance, so you would know what the word David means. You wouldn't even be asking me that question if you used the money and bought the book for you.
I don't want to buy that garbage, brother.
Yeah, but that's
I'm too woke for that, brother.
Come on, why talk about the Bible if you ain't trying to teach it to
I'm too woke for that. Brother. I don't need to buy no Strongs, because what you're doing is trying to tell me to buy a Strongs so that it can help me see the truth. No, that's not what it is.
And that's the reason why we still stuck in this white supremacy.
No, that's not the reason. The reason is because you taking this book and you trying to change it up to make it fit your narrative. And you trying to make it look like they were real. Were these three people real, brother, that you got on the screen? Were these three people real?
These are representations of nations. You on that people thing because that's what the white man taught you.
All right, source it up.
Okay, so in Africa, right? Originally in Africa, the people were doggone shade of the universe, bruh. Period. That's a source right there. Ain't nobody gonna tell me that jet black people don't exist on the continent of Africa. And then these people right here up in the northeastern part of Africa, why I got to source up a fact. We all know that the people were mixing bloodlines with outside nations. This is the result of admixtures. You on that apostle nonsense because you looking at one person or that stuff that Ankh was showing. This is a representation of the nation of people that was in that northeast African territory. Same thing with this one on the far right.
Where you get that from? Where you get it from?
Come on, man. It's logic.
Who told you that?
You talk about you use logic and common sense.
Who told you that?
Yo, we know in history that these
people, man. You keep talking with no sources, brother.
Yo, you your own source.
No.
Yes, you are. Yeah, all y'all your own source. So y'all
that these men represent nations. Source it.
These are not. Yo, these are.
All right, I rest my case. I'm gonna move on. Thank you, brother Moses. Thank you, Moses. Hey, brother Morpheus, you wanted to say something, bro?
Yeah, I was hoping we can get back to the,
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to do, Morpheus, but he always do that. He always want to divert the conversation because he don't want people to know that he really don't understand this Bible and he really not Kemetic. He really he you know what? He is
I am not Kemetic. I'll tell you that. I am not Kemetic.
So why is your name sa.neter?
That's my name. That's just my name. I'm not Kemetic though.
I think you should change that name, bro, because you get people. That's the reason why I get riled up, bro, because I'm thinking I'm dealing with family, and you.
No, I'm not Kemetic, brother. I'm not Kemetic.
All right, fam. All right, y'all. All right.
And Reggie is not Kemetic.
All right.
That don't mean he don't know the sa.neter. He know the sa.neter.
That explains a lot. There's only one type of people that study Africa.
And Jabari is not Kemetic. What are you talking about?
I know. All right, okay. All right, y'all. I'm out. I see what's up. Peace, y'all.
You ain't gotta go. You ain't gotta go, bro. All right. Go ahead, Morpheus.
Okay. I think somebody else wanted to say something before I jump back.
Yeah, Prince Cosmon.
Yeah, man. I was just gonna say I'm glad homie just dipped, but you know what I'm saying, I was just gonna say because what he was saying didn't debunk the character and the attributes of the God of the Bible that we're dealing with. What my brother Morpheus brought out was the character traits, the attributes, the behaviors, and the message of this biblical deity, and all of it was framed in darkness, wickedness, blood, lust, and war. You see what I'm saying? That is that's what I was trying to bring us back to, but he gone now. So Morpheus, go ahead, keep rocking, bro.
Okay. So this was where it's going to get real interesting. Are you ready for this,
Yep.
Okay. Fasten your seatbelt, ladies and gentlemen. Share my screen.
Your screen is sharing.
Just so we understand, I want to get everybody on the same page, right? What does this say? So if we go to Deuteronomy 32, 8, and 9, because what we want to distinguish right here is who is the Most High. Because we always use that term colloquially, you're the Most High, the Most High. Some people, when they say the Most High, they're referring to Yahweh, correct? Would you agree?
Yes.
And they say Yahweh is the Most High, correct?
Yep.
Well, let's see if that is accurate according to the text. Not according to Morpheus, according to text. Deuteronomy 32, 8, 9. Walk with me. It says here, when the Most High gave the nations their inheritance, when he divided all mankind, and he set up boundaries for the peoples, according to the numbers of the sons of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob allotted his inheritance. Somebody tell me what that means, according to your understanding. What would you say? I'm going to show you how slick they are. Watch this. What does this mean right here? If you just read this, what would you get from this?
I would get, number one, as I was reading it, I would look at it like, on a mundane level, that it was the Most High God that separated the people up from the beginning. The Most High separated the people up.
Okay, cool.
There's something fishy about this.
Yeah,
hold on. I ain't hit you with the sledgehammer yet. I just want to get your understanding from reading this. What would you walk away with? So Saul gave me his.
Okay,
somebody else give me theirs.
If Yahweh is the Lord, right? So there's someone higher than Yahweh who gives.
Exactly.
The high person gave Yahweh his inheritance. So you're taking this from the Ugaritic pantheon.
You took it down, Morpheus.
You're taking this from the Ugaritic pantheon, where the Ugaritic pantheon, a son is Yahweh and a son is Baal, right?
Right. So watch this. No, you're right. But I want to stay in the text so nobody can escape. Go back to my screen, Sal.
Your screen is up.
So from the very same chapter, Deuteronomy 32, 8, we're going to go directly to the Hebrew. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On the left-hand side, we got the strong, since they like the strong. This is the definition lexicon. Over this section here is all the Hebrew, correct? And here's the English. Now let's read it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'll show you how they be lying in these translations. Watch this. So we got here, Bechenet, when divided, El Yon. So the words that's being translated as the Most High is El Yon, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not Yahweh.
Right.
Woo.
Not Yahweh.
Right.
So who's being translated in English as the Most High?
Elyon.
Cool. Now let's go to the lexicon right here so we can get a better understanding. So when it uses that term Elyon, it means we agree, what? The Most High, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So everybody's on the same page so far, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I see where you're going. I follow you.
So Elyon divided. Remember, he divided and gave the inheritance of the nations, Goyim, which is the nations. When he separated the sons of Adam, he set the boundaries of the peoples according to the number of the sons of Israel. Now, what are we looking at? It's saying that the Most High divided the nations, right? And he gave the inheritance, right?
Mm-hmm.
The sons of Israel, right? But who did he give an inheritance to? Go to verse 9. For the portion of who?
Yahweh. Yahweh.
Right. So
Yahweh.
This how Yahweh becomes the God of Israel. Because Yahweh.
Hey, that's fire. That's fire right there, boy.
Elohim.
That's acid.
Right. So El
Boy, that's daggers.
Watch this. So Elyon, who's the Most High, he's the supreme. He's the big guy. He's the daddy. He's the CEO. Correct?
Yeah, we see that.
Right. And he divided up the portion. What portion? It said the nations. So he divided up Israel and he gave who his portion?
Yahweh.
So then Yahweh now becomes the God of Israel.
Now check it out, though. It's crazy.
God damn, Morpheus, you're a bad dude, boy.
Hey, that's cold right there, man.
So watch this now. Why is that important? Why is this important? Because if we start from Genesis, let's just simple Genesis. Who, according to the narrative, the text, who creates heaven and earth? Who creates it? Yahweh or Elohim?
Elohim.
Right. So Elohim, then I'm going to show you the dictionary, and you're going to see that Elohim, right, and Elyon is the same. This is the same. This is the deity, right? Like Reggie says, which comes out of the Canaanite and Ugaritic region, right?
Exactly.
This is important. It's important. So now watch this now. So now we look at Elohim is the one who creates heaven and earth, according to the text, right?
Right.
Do you notice all of the prophets' name in El?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
All the angels too.
They named them after their God.
Gabriel, Anel.
So why don't they end in Yahweh or Way or Yah?
Well, some people say they do, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Either way, the characteristic of the deity still remains to be vengeful and asking you to sacrifice animals and a baby killer with people. You know what I'm saying?
So you got to understand what's happening, right? So all these things that we just did in the show today, that I did today, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all addressing the evil of Yahweh. I ain't say nothing about El. We're talking about Yahweh, because Yahweh is that deity.
Yeah,
Morpheus. So in this story, Yahweh is in the south, right? Almost around Saudi Arabia, the Shashu of Yahweh, right? What he does is he steals his brother's inheritance, which is Baal. He steals his brother's inheritance because he becomes the storm god, right? So you have to see how the Bible takes properties from the Canaanite and Ugaritic, and then it puts saves these concepts for people. But basically, Yahweh is in a bottle. He's alone, and he's in Midian. And then, Moses is supposed to come, right? But in the real life story, you see the Meshe Stella, where these groups of people, right, begin to fight each other in Moab, right? And so basically, for inheritance, he steals his father's inheritance. He was never meant to be there. He was assigned his portion, and it wasn't good enough for him, so he went and stole his brother's Baal's portion.
That's right. That's correct. So watch this. Watch this, sa.neter. Real quick, share my screen one more time, because I got to connect this to what I'm talking about, so everybody understands. I got to connect this, right? Can you see my screen?
Now, who was that? Who was that there sitting on that throne right there?
Paul.
Can you see?
Yes.
Oh, that's El.
No, that's
This
El.
is El. This is El, who is the father of the gods. What we just read in Deuteronomy, who gives his kids their inheritance. This is El, what Reggie said. It comes out of the what? Ugaritic, right here.
Yeah, Canaanite,
right?
Canaanite.
Yeah, so
Sal, you ready for this?
Yep.
Look who one of El's children is.
Oh my God! Don't say Yahweh, bro.
Look.
Yahweh.
Of course, that's why he stole his inheritance. Val is his children. You see Val right there? You see Val and Yahweh. Yahweh steals his brother's inheritance.
Right. So hold up. So Sal, are you following this?
Oh my God, this is crazy, man. You blow.
That's why I said
it's crazy.
That's why I said people don't understand what they're reading.
Right.
They don't understand what they're reading. What people are doing, they're just reading and going into the context without first understanding what you're reading, where it comes from, who are these characters and these beings and places. If you don't understand what you're reading, you're going to do apostle.
But I'll double down on what you're saying.
Morpheus,
I'll double down on what you're saying.
Would it be more like they don't understand the cortex of the context?
Right, they don't understand the history. They don't understand this stuff, right? So when we hear names, and what happens is, unfortunately, for a lot of people who are reading the English versions, and I understand, right? If you don't go in, because I just showed you, right, in the Hebrew, right? You didn't walk away. Once I showed you the Hebrew saw, I bet your whole meaning, your whole understanding changed when I showed it to you in the English translation. Your whole it completely changed. So now you understand when you see the name El and you see El Elyon, right, which means the Most High, because this was in Ugaritic, this was the deity. This where the where the lights got him from.
Morpheus, would that be the Atef crown on his head?
One could argue that, but I'm just saying, based on what we're looking at, right? Based on
what we're looking at.
Can I ask what?
So Morpheus, is it a possibility that Yahweh could be the God Jesus?
No, not at all.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they two different people.
Watch this. And what happens is that's going to be part 2 of my show.
Oh,
but yeah, hey.
Well, worse, the problem is, and I've said it before, but I need to say it again. El and Yahweh were never worshipped in Egypt. El and Yahweh were never, ever worshipped in Egypt. I don't care what the Bible says. There's nothing. But Baal was, because the Hekakassim to Baal and Anath. So there could not be an Exodus with Moses, with El, right? Because El was not in Egypt. He would have never known El. So the Bible Exodus is just simply a fairy tale. They didn't worship Yahweh and they didn't worship El. So there could be no Exodus based on Yahweh and El because they were never in the land of Africa called Egypt. I don't care what Moses say. I don't care what he's reading. He's reading James Strong, who's a racist, right? But he's not doing good history. Show me Yahweh and El worship in Egypt, but I can show you Baal. So Yahweh stole Baal's inheritance in Canaan. I'll stop.
Yeah, man. And just to double down on what Big Bro was saying, when he first started talking, when Morpheus came on, he mentioned that he'd been talking to people about, some of these verses in the scriptures, and they use hermeneutics to explain away the objective reality of what the text is saying.
Right.
They go into this mode of cognitive dissonance instead of just saying, damn, why does it say that? Why does God do that? You know what I'm saying? And judging the attributes of the God. Now, I don't care what book you read it, Bible, whatever spiritual text, Quran. Look, I will help y'all understand how to judge if your God is false or not. One thing you can understand is if your God is asking for blood sacrifices, it's false. I don't care what book it's in.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? If your God is inspiring warfare and slavery, if he's inspiring grape of women. All of that stuff is dark. That's all character traits of a false god. And my brother did a great, excellent job showing you in the text these attributes, characteristics, and behaviors of this contradictory, bipolar, vengeful, narcissistic ass deity. He also showed you an image of such deity. He showed you El, right? And he showed you Yahweh. Now, I'm going to double down and let you know the creator of all, the all that was, is, and ever shall be, the life giver, is ever present in all places right now. That's the reason why we have life. And guess what? You can't point to him. He's not a man sitting on a throne. So if your God has ever been seen, I think it said Abraham saw the God in the Bible with his eyes.
Yeah.
Jacob saw him. Jacob wrestled him and beat him up. You see what I'm saying?
Well, so Exodus, Moses spoke to him face to face.
Yeah, it said a couple times, but then in the New Testament, Jesus say, or Yeshua say, no man has seen the Father nor heard his voice.
So Prince Cosman, let me ask you, and Morpheus, as I study the spirituality of West Africa, Dahomey Voodoo, and I find out that Nana Boluku is the essential nature creator that created both female and male, which was Mawa and Lisa, the male, and the female Mawa, but Nana Boluku is not seen, neither male nor female. That principle has been around longer than anything.
Right, I would agree.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Morpheus, I want to tell you, you're a bad man.
Boy.
You know, I had to go and do a little research on that.
Yeah,
check this out, Morpheus. I went on my joint, on my AI, and I asked the question. Is Yahweh, yeah, how you say it, Yahweh or Yahweh?
Yahweh, yeah, either one.
Is Yahweh the son of El?
Scholarly theories suggest that in early Israelite and Canaanite religion, Yahweh may have been one of the many sons of the chief god El-Lakem. Later, in Judaism, Yahweh, or YHWH, was syncretized with and ultimately replaced El as the supreme and sole deity.
Wow! Yo, you're a bad man, brother.
And if I may, can I say something whenever y'all finish with the echoes?
Here you go. You got an Israelite in the building. Let's go, Gideon.
The cognitive dissonance for the second. Get ready for the cognitive dissonance.
One quick second. You know, Apostle, you gave him power. So what he did is he went on the other show that you gave him power on, and he's doing a whole nother show. If you gave him power to do that,
let him do his thing. Let him do his thing.
Hey, that boy gave me
reason why I jumped on the panel to let you be aware of it, Morpheus.
That boy just shot his God out the sky, bro.
Let me say something real quick. Let me let Gideon talk. I like Gideon. We may disagree on stuff, but me and him is cool. Gideon, I'm gonna give you the floor. Can you please, you can speak, bro. Say what you want to share.
All right, no doubt. First of all, I want to give all praises to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, Yaqub, in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Appreciate you letting me on side. Been checking out some of your presentation. Morpheus, shalom to you, everybody else. But unfortunately, what you said, and it seemed, well, I'm gonna say it like this: through the reading of the text, it shows what your conclusion is in total error, and I'm about to show it to you real fast. I'm gonna take out all the other stuff that was on my mind and say I'm gonna stick to the text. And this is for the people who is really trying to grab something out of the Bible, not somebody trying to mock. For the ones that's mocking, this is just something that's just gonna go one ear out the other. But I'm gonna show you, Morpheus, how you wrong right quick. So Morpheus was saying in Deuteronomy 32, 8, I think, or 18, how the Most High God gave Yahweh his portion.
No, that's 32:9, not 18.
Okay, 32:9, Deuteronomy 32:9. And let's read it real fast. This is gonna be about 2 minutes. It's something real simple, real fast. It's basically, and I don't want to say it like this, but just reading, just comprehending what you're reading and understanding structure of how it's written. So when we go to Deuteronomy 32, and I'm gonna read it real fast.
Go from 8 to 9, because I read 8 and 9.
Right. It bleeds into 9. It says, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. So what he's saying is, in verse 8, the Most High is giving this to Yahweh. And that's because the text, he doesn't understand the text is basically speaking of the Most High in 2 different titles, 2 different appellations. And he took pride into going into the Hebrew. Can somebody mute up? Yeah. So when you go into the text and you realize that that's not true, and I'm gonna go to an earlier script to show you that you're in error. And it's something that's very simple. I'm not going to take the 2 minutes that these other brothers took to pile on your incorrectness. I'm just going to show the incorrectness, and that's just going to be it. So let's just go to Genesis 14. And let's go to Genesis 14 and 22. This is a situation where we see Abraham, and he's in conversation with Melchizedek, the most high priest, the priest to the Most High. And that was an earlier priesthood before the Levitical priesthood that worshiped the Most High. That was all over the known world at that time. Melchizedek, he was in control of that. So when we go to Genesis 14 and 22, we're gonna read something very simple, because what would debunk everything or prove everything wrong in your interpretation, Morpheus, is an instance where we see explicitly the Most High and Yahweh being referred to as the same person, indisputably. Whereas, where you kind of see it is disjointed in 32, Deuteronomy 8 and 9. That's because a person really can't comprehend the sentence structure. So when you go to Genesis 14, 22, I'm gonna read it and it's going to show it more clearer. It says, and when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, 14, 22, 22. And Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up mine hand unto the Lord, the Most High God, the possessor of heaven and earth. So that verse right there, I'm sorry to say, that's what destroys totally the concept that the Most High and Yahweh is different. Because when we go into the Hebrew and look those words up, we see that word, the Lord, is Yahweh, and we see the Most High God is El Elyon, and we see that they are indisputably connected right there. So that would stop you from saying that incorrect statement you would say in Deuteronomy 32 and 9. But that's all I wanted to say. Y'all can continue.
Hey, let me address that, okay? Let me ask you a question. Is the Ugaritic and Canaanite people older than the Israelites?
Say that again. Is the Ugaritic and the what?
Canaanite, the people, are they older than the Israelites?
Well, the Canaanite people would be an older nation of people before the nation of Israel. Yeah.
That's what I just asked you. So they're older, correct?
Correct.
Cool. Yet we can find El, Elohim, and Elyon, the Most High, in those people, correct?
Correct.
Cool. So the argument that you just made, right, doesn't make any sense. Why? Because we're talking about these deities before your Bible, before the Israelite people. We find
the problem with that, Morpheus, is you're taking it outside of the text. I'm talking strictly about the text because you're judging it on the text.
I didn't cut you off, bro. That's why I gave you the floor. So I said, let me address, right?
That's that cognitive dissonance, boy.
Yeah, what we're referring to is history. We're talking about these deities that we can find before there was an Abraham and all these people. They're older.
Right.
They're older. So if we find Elyon, the Most High, and we find El, right, and Elohim in those people, that means by default, that means the Israelites got their deities from these people.
Right. And they inherited the false deities. They inherited the Molechs, the baby sacrifice practices.
Hold on. So if somebody co-signing what you're saying, they can interrupt you, right? Because he all in it, and he really don't.
It's an open panel. We just talking. We just
nah. Me and him is talking.
The cognitive dissonance is real, though.
Me and him is talking, but yeah.
Let me him talk. Let me him talk for a second, just please. Right. So what we're pointing out, right? So I understand that you're reading what the Bible says, right? And you're saying, well, it is known that what they did in early Israel, right? Early Israel, they combined Yahweh and Elohim to be one deity. We're talking about before that. That's why. So you're making an argument and saying Yahweh and Elyon is the same. Yes, because they combined them. We're going before that, bro. We're going way before that, and we're showing where Elohim, and Elyon, the Most High, comes from. So now, if you understand its origin, now when you read Deuteronomy 32, 8, 9, if I took you to Psalms 82, 1, I'll give you a perfect example. Look, let's look at this. Please share my screen, right? Okay, this is going to support what I'm talking about. Watch this, y'all. Psalms 82, 1. Look at this.
Ooh.
Can you see this?
82 is a cold psalm, boy.
It's a cold mother. You got it?
I got my Bible right here. I got it.
Is my screen showing?
Oh no, share the screen.
I'm trying to present. I'm sorry. Is it showing?
Not yet. But Morpheus, I know you understand what I'm saying, but to the people that can't, chew and walk at the same time, you giving them a distraction. What I'm saying is the Bible does not give you nowhere in it where the Most High God is separated from Yahweh.
Oh, what I'm seeing, but what
so
I'm
you can't. So that's what I'm saying. So
if you
want to go to the Canaanite and discuss about El and Elyon, we can do that. But what I'm saying is, as far as the Bible.
Gideon, I don't think you understand my position. My position, what I'm showing you, I'm trying to give you the people understanding of what they're reading. See, what you're doing is saying, hey, this is what the text says. What I'm giving the people to understand the text, where these things come from before you get to a text. You see? So I'm going way before you even get to a writing about this stuff. Because if you understand its origin, now when you get to the text, it's going to make sense to you. Right?
He's using them hermeneutics.
Right. So using hermeneutics. So share my screen, please. Sa, this is important to what I'm saying. Okay, cool. Let's look at this, y'all. It's Psalms 82:1. This is a Psalm of Asaph. Now, this here, God, we get the word Elohim. This is the original Hebrew. So what happens? Elohim takes his stand in the congregation, right, of what? The divine. Whoa, in the congregation of what we got here? El.
Right.
So this deity or deities, because it's plural, it can be used singular at times because it has a wide semantic range. I understand that. So if we go on by the text, this text is saying Elohim, right, is standing in the congregation of who? El. Correct? Right? Among who? Elohim. And it says the gods. So we have a singular that's standing in the congregation, El, amongst who? The Elohim.
Right.
Right? So we're dealing with Elohim, we're dealing with El, and we're dealing with, again, Elohim. So in this form of Elohim, it's being used in the plural. Here it's being used in the singular. But here, the divine is what's being translated as El. And if we go to the lexicon on the side here, it says El is who? God.
Right.
The mighty one. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Again,
Okay,
Morpheus. Cool. If you're a person who reads the Bible and understands the Hebrew words, this is simple. The Hebrew words and terms for God, this wouldn't confuse you. Now, if you would be like the brother that's talking that probably haven't even comprehended one chapter in the Bible, you can get lost on that.
Who you talking about, me?
That.
No,
but
when you're reading that, all it simply says is God stands in the congregation of the gods of the Elohim.
Right. But it's using words like El, and we just looked at where El comes
and
from.
it can get confusing. I understand that.
What we're trying to do is get understanding when we see words like, is my screen sharing, Sa? Is my screen sharing?
No, it ain't sharing. No, it is.
Okay, what we're trying to get to, my brother, is when we see these words, like we just read in the Hebrew, El, we want to understand, who is this? When it says El, who is it talking about? Right?
There he is right there, sitting on the throne.
That's the point that I'm making, and I'm showing. So, in other words, I'm trying to give understanding to show when it uses words and names like El, we want to understand who is El, not in the Bible. I'm talking about before your Bible gets it.
Exactly.
Right.
And
so we're asking the question, who is it? Who is it talking about when it says El? And we can literally trace where it comes from.
Read a little bit. Read a little bit of that source right there.
Right, cool. It says El is a North Semitic word meaning God or deity, or referring to a proper name to any of the multiple major ancient Near East deities. A rare form is Ilah, which is Arabic, I know, represents the predicate form in Old Akkadian and Amorite language. The word is derived from Proto-Semitic. So watch this now. Originally, say what? Originally, let me say it again. He was originally a Canaanite deity known as El. So, and he was the supreme god of the ancient Canaanite religion. That's what we're talking about. So we're saying, so I understand that from the biblical perspective, they're making Yahweh and El one and the same. But we're saying, where did these entities or beings or deities come from?
Correct.
That's what we're addressing right now.
Yeah.
So in the
and that's a major dagger, because El is seen sitting on the throne in the form and figure of a man.
Yes.
The creator is not in the form and figure of anything in this creation that you could see with your eyes. The creator he's everywhere present right now. We can't see him.
So, Brother Gideon, from your perspective of the biblical text, I get you. I understand. But what I'm just saying is, I'm going, bro, but you do realize they came from somewhere, right? You do realize they didn't originate with the Israelite people. You do realize that, right? Because if you realize that and you understand where they originally come from, now when I read Deuteronomy 28 and read Psalm 88, 22, it makes more sense, because now I understand who and what it's talking about.
Right. So our ancestors teach us that in the beginning, all men knew of Yahweh, the God of Abraham. It was only until Jacob that his name Yahweh was revealed to man. But before that, he was what we would call El or Eli Elyon. But this is where the problem happened at, Morpheus. Paul tells us in Romans 1 that all men knew of God. So once they had that information, they corrupted it and they misused it. They destroyed it with the image. They destroyed it with giving El a wife such as Asherah. So when that happened, being the priesthood, being Melchizedek, the priest, the high priest of Salem, a Canaanite city. So you're right. Canaan did have the Most High before Israel had them, quote unquote. So after that priesthood left, because man corrupted themselves and started believing in all type of things and all type of animals that's going to save them and this and that. They devolved. So the Most High took that priesthood and gave it to the Levites. But you're right, El was God, but they corrupted the image. They went to giving him wives, went to giving him children from men. So that where the problem stood, and that's where the confusion comes in at, because people will start reading these things and see El, and they see El in the Bible, and they want to know which one is more superior. Well, just look at it. Look at the data. The Most High, Yahweh, is the true Most High. The Canaanite God, he dead.
No, he's not.
He's dead, most definitely.
No, it's not.
You yourself said it. That's why I say, like, you don't have no understanding, my brother.
No, I'm talking about the biblical deity.
God that asks for sacrifice, and that's all any God did.
You said what?
I mean, you must.
What did you say?
You said any God that asks for a human sacrifice is not a God.
No, I said it's a false God.
Right. So the only God that you can believe in is the Most High God, Yahweh, because every other God demands that. So
no, that's not. No, Yahweh. Yahweh.
But go ahead.
Yahweh had sacrifices. Am I right?
That's what I'm saying. So Yahweh got a
all kind of goats, all kind of. No, he had not human, but he has.
Yeah, he sacrificed his own son according to the text. Yeah. So what we're talking about is a bloodthirsty deity in the Bible. The Creator would never tell you to sacrifice your son, nor would he tell you to sacrifice anything that he gave the breath of life to. Matter of fact, the Creator of all say, "Thou shalt not kill." But your God tell you go to war with your brother. Go to war with your brother and Amalek and kill everything, including the suckling children, the newborn babies. How is that the inspiration coming from the life giver, the Creator of all?
Prince Cosman, would you say, like we was talking about Nana Baluku earlier, without saying that our Creator is a he or a she? It is still a noun. It is a noun. The word its is a noun. The Creator is greater than any woman or male deity.
The Creator is all that was, is, and ever shall be.
Yes, I like that.
You see what I'm saying? Ever present in all places, all knowing.
In male and female.
He hijacked that from the Bible. So
hey, Gideon, real quick, right? I know you got some pushback, but I still like talking to you, bro. Do you agree that Yahweh was from the south and El from the north?
No.
Huh?
No.
You said no?
It speaks of Yahweh coming from Timon, but that's in certain, like, that's like a specific instance when he's coming for vengeance. That's
no. I'm not talking about text. I'm talking about historically.
Nah, historically, he's the creator of the universe.
No. That's brother. That's theology. I said history. I'm talking about in history, not theology, not what you believe. According to history, Yahweh was from the south and El was from the north. Before they combined and became one, which is what you're arguing, that Yahweh and El are the same, right? Prior to that, we're talking about, if you look in the Ugaritic tablets between 1500 and 1300 BCE, that's the smoking gun, bro, because El was the head of the Canaanite pantheon of gods, right? And he came from one area, and then Yahweh came from another area. This is before your Israelites, bro.
So you're making those conclusions, and I'm taking from the Sashu of Yahweh and the El that we find in Ugaritic and Canaanite texts. So that's just something off of what has been found, but we have something that's more primary than that, and that's the scriptures. And the scriptures tell us, and it gives us a more precise framework. No, you can't do that with just two pieces of evidence, Morpheus.
But you can't do that because your scripture is a late addition of information. That's late. That's
it's late, but in the sense of it being a history of a people is complete, and it gives the history. it gives the history of the world before those people.
No. Watch this. Just what you're doing. Watch this. Everybody listen. If I said A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? Cool. I'm going through the alphabet. Now you're telling me about G, right? Right? We know that G, right? What comes before G? E, F, G, right? So if we keep going back and we say, okay, A is first, we understand that A is first, right? Everything else is predicated upon A. So we got to start with A. You can't argue with me about F and G if you don't start with A. I'm talking about A. And I'm saying, hey, bro, this is what happens at A, right? This is what happens at A, right? We get into Canaanite, the Canaanite, Ugaritic. This is all A stuff, bro.
Right.
All this is all A, right?
This is what I'm saying, though.
So, but you can't
A
argue.
and B. Israelites are B. It's A and then it's B. Melchizedek,
I'm saying
Melchizedek is A, and then the Israelites are B.
But I still want to start with A. Right? So even if you make Israelites B, that's fine. But
so let's start with A then.
But I want to talk about A.
Let's talk about A. Melchizedek.
That's what we were talking about.
Melchizedek was the priest of
we're not using your text. Listen. Your text is not A. That's what I'm talking about.
But that's a good point, bro.
But the text that you're talking about, our text says corrupted. But what I'm saying
your text is not A, but your text ain't A.
But our text speaks of A, which is Melchizedek. He was the priest that dealt with all
this. No, you can't do that.
Listen, that's a fallacy, bro. If I want to understand B, I first understand A. That's just logically, right? If I want to understand C, I got to understand B. If I want to understand B, I got to understand A. So it starts with A. The conversation that we've been having is about A.
It's about the Creator. And no matter, so if you're right,
I'm saying,
listen what I'm saying. If you're right,
I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you right now. I'm saying when you came on, the conversation we were having when you came on was about A. That's what we were talking about. When we was talking about Ugaritic, we was talking about Canaanites, the deities that the Canaanites worship, and this is before you Israelites, way before y'all. So we're talking about A. So I'm trying to figure out how do you come in with B and try to tell us how A works. It's like, what are you talking about?
Well, actually, we came in here on your critique of Deuteronomy 32:8 and your incorrect interpretation of it. That's
you came on and you came on to try to correct us about, hey, we're talking about the Canaanite. We were told, that's why we pulled it up. We looked at where El came from. We looked at where Elyon came from. We looked at where Yah. We're looking at those things. That's what we were showing on the screen and we was conversating about. So we was talking about that. So now,
and not only that, but so you were showing throughout your whole presentation the attributes and characteristics of this guy, which y'all still don't want to deal with. He unalive children. He tells you to sacrifice animals. He's telling you to spill blood. Like, what are we talking about? Let's deal with that. Are we gonna deal with that?
What are we talking about? Because it's obvious you're not listening.
I'm asking you. Do you worship a false God?
Morpheus just said we're not talking about B. We're not talking about the God of Yahweh.
No. The whole point is the attributes of Yahweh, his characteristics, attributes and characteristics of Yahweh.
Bro. You're very biased.
No. I'm saying, are you going to deal?
It's showing that you're ignorant of the information. You're biased.
The information that he presented was objective and very clear. Yahweh in Scripture is a bloodthirsty, animal sacrificing, warmongering, baby killing God. You see what I'm saying? Are you going to deal with the characteristics of the God of your book?
Right.
Is he false?
Watch this. So when I came on and I showed that in Deuteronomy 32,
big cars in the building. Oh,
you cannot separate the Most High from Yahweh.
Okay. So
did you see how you can't do that? to
Now
the
watch
dude
this.
at the
Watch
top
this. So
right.
Gideon, can I do
We
this?
can see now you
No,
want
watch
to
this.
stop.
Gideon, real quick.
Let him take his helmet off and talk,
my
man.
piece, bro. I'm gonna give you the floor. But can I ask you something simple, Gideon? If you said you can't do that, right? Just simple, right? Do you agree that the deity of the Bible, Yahweh, whatever name you want to call, right? Did he instruct genocide? Yes or no?
Did he instruct genocide?
Yes, killing men, women, children, baby, infants. That's genocide. Did he do that? Yes or no?
According to the text, no.
What?
What?
See, that's that cognitive dissonance setting in right there on behalf of the deity. Bro, you got to stop lying to yourself.
See?
You can read it.
Hold on, wait a minute.
You got historical facts on the matter.
I want to be clear. Gideon, give me your definition of genocide, just so we're on the same page.
Right. So my definition of genocide is this. If it when you're gonna judge the Bible like y'all doing off of what the Bible says, you gotta accept the whole story of the Bible.
No,
right,
no. Gideon. I'm not talking about the Bible.
When you read,
Gideon,
you're talking about when he told us.
Gideon,
he said, "What is genocide? What is genocide to you?"
Get to the Bible yet? I'm just saying definitionary, right? We'll get to the text, but let's first establish, right, an agreement of definition. Do you agree that the definition, right, of genocide? Definitionary.
Yeah, but the Most High doesn't commit genocide.
I'm not talking about the Most High. I'm talking about the word and the definition of genocide.
Yeah, I would agree with whatever definition they have.
Okay, and so you agree that the definition of genocide is the murder and killing of men, women, and children, infants, wiping out a whole people group. Yes or no?
Yeah, that's genocide.
Cool. So do you agree or disagree that Yahweh of the Bible instructed multiple times, right, of genocide? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna show it up. Nobody say nothing. Watch this. Okay, here we go. I want you to tell me what this is. All right. Here we go. You ready? I want to share my screen again. I don't know if I'm saying right here. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
You don't see my screen yet? Huh?
Nah, it ain't showing.
So I gotta
Morpheus, you ain't showing.
Okay, I'm sorry. Here it comes. We're gonna start. Follow me now. We're gonna go start at 20. I want to share this right here. Now, remember, we're trying to define, right, the definition, right, of what we're talking about. You see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. We want to add this here, right? So let's start at 10. Are you with me, Brother Gideon?
Where you at?
Right here. I got it highlighted right here. Can you see?
Yeah. What scripture that is?
This is Deuteronomy. Where am I at? 20. We're on 20, verse 10. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
So this is instructions, right, from Yahweh. It says here, when you draw near to a town to fight against it, offer it terms of peace. If it accepts your term of peace and surrenders to you, then all the people in it shall serve you as forced laborers. Stop. So he said, you go up to this town, go to a town to fight it, offer them peace, right, to surrender, right? If they surrender, then they're going to live, right, to be your slaves. But it says, watch this now, because it says, then all the people shall serve you as forced labor if they accept it. It's either becomes our slave or die. Now it says, but if it does not accept your terms of peace, it makes war against you. So if these people try to defend themselves, then you besiege it. And when your Lord God gives it to your hand, you shall put all the males to the sword. You may, however, take as your plunder the women and the children, livestock, and everything else in the town. Are you with me so far? Right? All of the spoils, you may enjoy the spoil of, so watch this now, the spoil of your enemies, which the Lord your God is giving you. Thus you shall treat all the towns that are very far from you, which are not towns of these nations here, but as for the towns, these people that the Lord your God has given you as inheritance, you ready? You must not leave anything that breathes remaining alive.
Sheesh.
So what have we just read, ladies and gentlemen? That Yahweh told his Israelites, when you go up to a city, they're not aggressing upon you. You're the aggressor. He said, listen, when you go to their town, offer them peace, right? To surrender.
To their town.
Huh?
I said to their town to say.
Yeah, to surrender and become your slave. If all the people shall, and then they shall serve you as forced labor. So he basically tell them, go up to them and offer them, if you want to live, become our slaves. If you don't, which it says in 12, if it does not accept your term of peace and makes war against you, then you shall besiege it. And it's telling you to kill every man, woman, and child, right? Everything that's living. It said, don't leave anything alive. Nothing.
Light bomb, boy.
Clear definition of genocide.
Right. So this is exactly the definition of genocide. That's why I started with let's define genocide.
Gotta wake up, man. It's that time for these brothers. Wake up, bro. Come on, y'all see the text.
I'm asking you, my brother, according to the text, not according to Morpheus, according to the text, is this not genocide?
All right,
keep it real. Be real with yourself, bro. It's all right. Bro.
So what I'm gonna need is to let me say this, right? So what you're saying is it's bad to go to battle. That's what I'm asking you.
It's bad to genocide of people who kill it.
Brother, the Israelites are the aggressors. What are you talking about? They're the aggressors.
It starts out, it says, when you go out to battle against your enemies.
No, it doesn't say that. So when you draw to a town to fight against it, when you draw near to a town to fight against it and offer it terms of peace, if it accepts your terms and surrender, so they are the aggressors. They're approaching a town, and it told you to keep reading. In the towns, it shall treat all the towns that are very far from you. So they're going to the towns. They're going there, brother.
When thou goest out, Deuteronomy 20, verse 1. When thou goest out to battle against thy enemies and sees horses, chariots, people more than thou, be not afraid of them, for Yahweh thy Elohim is with thee, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And it shall be, when you are come near unto the battle,
I'm talking about 32:8.
Speak peace.
But you asked a question about
it takes all that out, right? So we're not talking.
Wait. Stop for a second, please. We can read that other one. I'm asking about this one, 32:8-9, the one in front of us. I want to address this. I don't want to address another text. I don't want to address another. So I'm talking about this in front of us right now. Are you telling me that this is not genocide?
I can't see, that's too small. Which verse is that?
The whole thing we just read, bro.
Just keep it real with yourself, bro. You're not finna go to hell for keeping it real, cuz. You're not. You finna free yourself right now, my nigga, for real.
Is that? Deuteronomy 10? You on Deuteronomy 10?
I'm on Deuteronomy 32, right? I'm sorry, Deuteronomy 20, excuse me. We are Deuteronomy 20, verse 10. I'm starting at verse 10 from Deuteronomy chapter 20.
See, this finna separate you from all these sucking niggas like Tazariak and them, because they had tiptoe around this and try to make excuses. You can just keep it real.
See, you know what? I got more respect, right, for people that just say, yeah, it's fucked up. Excuse me for cursing. I still rock with Yahweh, yo. I'm still rocking with him, right or wrong. I got more respect for people who say, yeah, that's messed up, but yo, he's my dude. I'm still rocking with him.
Yeah, he did that, and just, admit that the text says what it says.
Thank you.
So, okay, 10, when thou come to a city, fight against it, proclaim peace, right? And they become peaceful with us, they become vassals. I don't see nothing wrong with that so far.
Stop.
Wait a minute, stop.
Whoa, stop. Before you go further, you said you don't see anything wrong, right, to going up to a town, right, and offer them peace to become your slaves, right?
No, when we're coming to a town to fight it.
Right. And the terms, when you walk up to the people to fight it, here's what you're offering them. You're giving them terms. You're saying surrender and become our slaves or die.
Or die. That's the term.
That's usually how it goes. Once we get into battle mode and we come and then we proclaim peace when we come to your gates and we like, look, it's about to go down, proclaim peace. And then if y'all accept the peace, then y'all become tributary.
Right. Well, but the problem you're missing is the aggressors are the Israelites in this version.
Well, see,
these are supposed to. Wait a minute, it's oxymoronic if these are the people of peace. It's oxymoronic that they would be a warmongering group with a warmongering God.
Scripture right before we battle and kill every man in there.
The Creator doesn't battle, and neither did real Israelites. So we gotta ask the question.
We proclaim peace. So that's
I get what Morpheus and Cosmon is saying. If you just be honest, and Gideon is starting to see what they mean. So he's saying, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm rolling with the Crip. That's my hood. He like,
no, I'm saying I've always said,
yeah, he's rolling with the baby killer God. That's what he's rolling
with. Gideon, if you said that, right, I would have respect for you. But what you're not going to do is act like we're not reading this and it doesn't say what it says. It's like we're not going to do that.
It does not say we are just going aggressive, like that's y'all inserting that in there.
It does. It exactly says that. It says, listen, hold on. It says, I'm going to make war on a people, and then I'm going to give them terms. They're either going to submit and be my slave, or we'll kill every single last one of you, even the oxen, the little bitty babies. Everything got to go. Those are the terms. So, and then, and salute to the brother Morpheus. Salute my big brother sa.neter. The young Prince Judah Bond up in here. False God killers, created gang.
You know what it is.
Hold on.
To those who stand by the Creator, man, and who are always doing good. Listen, to kill this whole thing, his whole talking point is dead with the book of the birth of the gracious God in the Ugaritic text, where it says El is the father of Yahweh. You did what I'm talking about. Everything after that. And then, hold on. Since you want it in your own text, Deuteronomy 32 and 8 and 9, the Most High gave your God, Yahweh, listen, the Most High. Explain it to him when you finish, Morpheus. The Most High gave your God, Yahweh, an inheritance.
Ding, ding.
That's what I.
He already pulled that out on him. He
broke that out. Hey, Morpheus. So would it also connect us back, Morpheus? Would it also connect? Since you said you can make that argument, biblically speaking, they say Ham, Canaan was Noah's grandson, meaning Ham's son. So Ham is older than Canaan. So when we see on Canaan's God, the highest one there, El, the Atif crown, and we see in Ham or Ham, the Atif crown, it look like father to son.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. What happened, right? I think last year, Cosmo.
Hey, but Morpheus, I'm gonna check out, bro, because I got to take care of something real quick.
I think it was last year sometime.
Peace to you, big bro.
Yeah,
Cosmo that was with you when y'all did the show, right? He sparked my whole mind to say, whoa. So, Cos, I gotta give you props, right? Because that's what started me to go researching this topic, right?
Yeah.
And I came back and I went deeper and deeper and deeper. And I said, Cosmo and it was right, yo.
On the one, son.
Man, praise the Creator, man.
All praise the Creator.
Man, those listen, I believe Morpheus. There's only two type of people in this world. I think we make it harder than it is. I think there's two type of people. There are those who are in ascension and those who are in declension and descension. You dig what I'm talking about? You're going up or you're going down. And when you see that light, it calls you. You dig what I'm talking about? You gotta go look. You dig what I'm talking about? You gotta go see. Because listen, a lot of that stuff is they hold it back, or they tell it with a misnomer and a lie and a twist, so it sounds mythical, magical, and then when we get it, it's told in allegory anyway. So you know, by time we actually unlearn and then relearn and then get some new information, it's hard to even believe that it's even there. But when you go look, the fact is Yahweh's daddy, the Jehovah of the Bible, who, by the way, he said he didn't know Abraham. Abraham didn't know him, but remember, in Genesis, he created a whole city called Jehovah Jireh.
Right.
Hey, Morpheus. Also, I want to ask you this, because I was talking to a brother about the other symbology. If you look at Ramses, the name means Ra is born. Mes and Kemetic Medu.neter is birth. Ra is the god Ra, or Ra born would be Ramses. So a ram, literal ram, is the father of what animal? A lamb, right?
That's right.
All
That's
right.
right.
So the Lamb of Christ. So it's like symbolically, the father is the Kemetic science, and it's breaking down symbolically for those master masons that know those symbols and can connect to that energy, how the daddy of Elohim is Ra. Ra is Elohim's daddy.
Yeah. Watch this. Watch this. Sa, please share my screen one more time. Last time I'm gonna share anything. This is gonna couple what we just read in Deuteronomy 20:10, right? Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, watch this. Are you with everybody's with me?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Moses was angry with the officers of the army, the commander of thousands and commanders of hundreds who returned from the battle. Now Moses says, "Have you allowed all the women to live?" He asked them. They were the ones who followed Balaam's advice and enticed the Israelites to be unfaithful to the Lord and the pair incident so that a plague struck the Lord's people. So Moses, first of all, stops and says, "Yo, you ain't kill everybody? You allow some of the women to live?" Then he says, "Watch this. Now kill all the boys." So Moses now says, "Yo, what y'all doing? Y'all allow some of the women to live?" He says, "Go back. Watch this. Now kill all the boys and kill every woman who has slept with a man. Every girl who has never slept with a man. Take the virgins. Take the virgins."
So he even took
my question is Morpheus, how do you know? How do you know that she's a virgin? And then are you just saying that you're taking children so young that they couldn't be?
The law said kill everybody, the woman, everything. But he took it upon himself to tell them, just keep the virgins. Now you got it, like the brother just said. How do you know? Now everybody gonna be choosing which one they like. Like, I don't care if I'm just gonna play her off like she.
No. I'm gonna show you the verse. I can show you the verse where it says to take the blunder, meaning the female women stuff, and spread them out amongst your soldiers. Right? Get them out. Get them out. Right?
And then he say, you cut her hair, pair her nails, put her in new clothes. After 30 days, you can go on tour. If she ain't got that woo wop, she ain't got that wop willy, that gawk 3000. you can just kick her out into the streets like a dog, but you can't sell her.
Right. So real quick. Quick. Let's look at what we just saw. We just saw Deuteronomy 20:10 that Yahweh says, go and do what? Go to a town, right? Offer them peace to become your slaves.
Basically tell them, get down or lay down.
Get down or lay down. Exactly. Get down or lay down, right? And if they don't, This is what's gonna kill every single thing: man, woman, babies, infants, right? Kill all of them. What we just saw in Numbers 31. Let's couple that with in Numbers 31. Moses said when they came back, he said, y'all left some of them motherfuckers alive? What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? Go back and kill every boy, every male, every man, and every woman, but the young girls that are virgins, let's keep those. Let's keep those, right? So we're gonna act like the text don't say what the text say, right? That's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna play games and say, yo, we're adding stuff. We just hate God. You know what I mean? All the stuff that you hear these people say, as opposed to what we're doing. You and I are reading the text, bro. We're reading what the text say, and we're addressing the text. We're not addressing theology. We're not addressing apologetics. We're definitely not addressing hermeneutics. We're reading the text.
We're just reading the text. It's simple. It's simple. It's there, and y'all standing 10 toes on it. So this is why you and your feelings and you heard about it, because your toes getting stepped upon, which in fact are just beliefs.
Right, because what's happening is, okay, when we say cognitive dissonance, what are we talking about? We're saying you're reading stuff in your brain, your mind is saying, hold up, I gotta find some way to reconcile this, right? This can't be what it's saying. It has to mean something else. It has to mean something else. My God would not do that. My God is loving. My God is compassionate and merciful. My God is so this is what's I get it. I understand what's happening in your head. It's uncomfortable. We understand it's uncomfortable, but nonetheless, we're addressing it. We're addressing it and saying, hey, this is what the text say. Let's deal with the text. Let's not add
Morpheus, would you say that they got the characteristics of the Talmud, the Jewish or that faith? Because in the Talmud it says, if you're not my brother, I can lie to you, I can cheat you, you're goyim, you're all these things. Are they saying they don't believe, but they're actually practicing the characteristics? Because they'll argue all day long what you just said and say it's wrong, and they can see it.
Yeah. I was gonna say too about the cognitive dissonance. Oh, go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead, Prince.
No, good family, good.
Oh, I was just saying about the cognitive dissonance point. It's kind of a good thing that people find.
What happened to your audio? Your audio changed. It ain't like it was.
Oh, can you hear me
No, it sound real like broke down. It was better earlier.
Yeah, it was better before.
Yeah.
Hey, quick question, real quick. Rakufu, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, family.
There is a ruler in Egypt named Amos the First, who starts off the new kingdom.
Okay.
In the 18th dynasty, right?
Okay. Amenemhet, I believe.
No, Amos the First.
Amos the First. Okay. From the Thutmose line. Let me. You got me, because I'm thinking in the 18th. This kicked off the 18th dynasty. You saying?
Yeah, roughly about 1550.
Okay, with the King Tut and all of them coming through it, and the Akhenaten and all of them.
No, that's hundreds of years later.
Okay, man, you throwing me.
Yeah. I'm starting at the beginning of the 18th dynasty with Amos. Well, my question is this: does Amos mean? Because I've searched this up, and okay, this is why I'm asking. Okay, first of all, does Amos mean child of the moon, or man of the moon, birth of the moon, something like that? Amos.
Let me see. That's a good question. Give me a few minutes to answer that. Let me research it. But you said was it the does it have anything to do with the moon, like Tahuti or?
Yeah, like Amos, like child of the moon, born of the moon. Does it mean that? And why I'm saying that is, y'all know I rock with Owaspy, but in Owaspy it gives a name for the ruler who oppressed Moses and the Israelites, and he's a different person than the ruler who adopted Moses as his son, right? But anyways, right, the name that they give for the man in Owaspy, Nugan, means like Nu, meaning tying to the moon, and you dig what I'm talking about, and Gan meaning man, right? So birth of the moon, child of the moon. You dig what I'm talking about? Nugan means that. And in Owaspy, it aligns him up with Amos, right? That at the end of the 12th dynasty of the Hyksos and the end of the 17th dynasty of the Theban, because a lot of people don't know they was running at concurrent at the same time, right? The Hyksos and the Thebans was at the same time. They weren't after each other. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So this would make a very dominating, correlating link linguistically and historically if Amos means the same thing as Nugan, meaning child of the moon, born of the moon, man of Nu. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Amos and Nugan mean that. Because that's what Nugan means in Owaspy. What does Amos mean? Now,
well, it would mean it was the name Amos La Amos would meaning the moon is born or child of the moon.
Ain't that a bitch?
So it has something to do with the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what it said. That's what it say in Owaspy. And I thought I was just being biased, but I kept coming back to that, like, because this is what that mean in Owaspy. Nugan means Amos.
And it's funny you said that, because Pharaoh Amos is known for successfully completing the expulsion of the Hyksos.
Hyksos, yeah, the Hyksos are they kick and kin with the Israelites, but they're different. They the people who was more like the Egyptians. Yeah. They come out of southern and northern. They come out of Nubia area, and they come out of the what we call today the Middle East. They was there. You dig what I'm talking about? But
Mesopotamia. You got summer Mesopotamia, biblically talking about, what was his name, Morpheus, that they said he became the ruler of all of that area in the Bible. The first ruler of the earth. I forgot his name. He's supposed to be
Nimrod.
Yeah, from Cush.
Yeah. Okay. So look, guys, man. Yo, I'm gonna jump off, but yo, man, I enjoy, man. Y'all, you know, my brothers, y'all coming on and we having this intellectual conversation. You know what I mean?
Close out.
I'll wait.
Man. Go ahead, close out, Morpheus, man. I salute to you too, bro. I always respected you in your scholarship because you told the truth, regardless to whatever the consequence was. You was the only person out here standing on the text when it came to what Islam actually said. You wasn't sugarcoating it.
That's right.
Never have.
You were going in the text and seeing what the text says, reading it back, and making people face the fact that it says what it says, or you're going to prove your cognitive dissonant.
That's
you know what I mean? So,
and you know what? That's always been my intentions, is to approach things as far as text is concerned, right? Not theology, right? Or theological. Yeah. Because you can argue anything theologically, as far as I'm concerned, more than anything. You know what I mean? But when we say, hey, let's do contextual criticism and let's look at what the text says, right? And deal with it from that point. So Muslims got mad at me, right, years ago when I started doing that in the Quran, because I grew up a Muslim. I've been to Sudan. I spoke, I speak Arabic. I've been so I can go in the text and say, no, my brother, it's like I know, I understand. I was, Muslim. I believed that also at one time until I started actually doing research. You know what I mean? And then I say, hey, this is what it is. I'm not telling people what to believe or what not to believe, right? I'm saying,
you give them pure textual context.
Yeah. And just say, this is what the text says. Do what you want to do with it. Do with it how you want to deal with it. But this is what. But you're not going to tell me the text don't say what it says. That's something you're not going to do. You know what I mean?
Hey, Morpheus, since you're about to close out, before you close out, I want to say excellent show, and I'm pretty safe to say for everybody, we eagerly await part 2.
Oh boy, it's going to get deep. This is only part 1 of a bigger conversation. Oh, it gets deep. It gets ugly.
Oh,
hey,
man.
I want to tell
my brother Morpheus, man. You dig what I'm talking about? Keep marching in light, man. Salute my brother sa.neter. You dig what I'm talking about? Y'all thumb up the video, man. Share this live out.
Yeah, peace to everybody, man. Peace and love to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Keep reading, keep researching. Right. Put your feelings to the side and go into if you really want to know about this, if you really want to understand the literature, right? You got to put how you feel aside. You got to completely suspend that. You got to suspend it and just go.
Hey, yo, let me let everybody know I'm live over here with Apostle on his show, and I'm kicking his butt, y'all. I'm over here. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat if y'all want to continue to get this information going on. I'm killing them with Morpheus, what I just learned from Morpheus, and he's in deep water. He's drowning. He's looking crazy. He's looking crazy right now. And he's sounding crazy right now. Oh, peace, Morpheus. We out. Thank you.
Peace, man. Peace.